a Christmas present, and they do it the days after Christmas. What a great thing as well. So don't think, oh, I might not see them before and get it to them. Honestly, this would work either way. Now, in the top, you will always have your bits where your pen, so you've got your little pen in there, your pick-up tool. You'll have your wax adhesive that will be under that one, so you can open that. And then you will have your tray that will sit in there. That's the magic tray that then you can slot back in. These are nice and deep, so all you can do then is just take it out, but you can pop it in if you want to store it.
We've only shown you one number.
I'm not going to keep opening it because I don't think it's fair. I want you to have a surprise.
You can see on the tree in front of me exactly what's in there, but we're not going to show you what's in what, OK? If one person's opening number 1, someone else in the family's going to open number 2, make it a surprise. You've got the candy cane, all these baubles. I mean, that purple bauble there, you've probably got about 50 crystals on there, maybe, something like that. That would take you maybe 10, 15 minutes to do, maybe half an hour. But you could do them just in an evening when the kids come home from school. They could do another one. And by the time you get to Christmas Eve, the final bauble, whatever it might be, goes on that tree. It's done. It's decorated. And it's a permanent fixture in the house year after year after year. $34.99 WB8U08. And Dawney?
Just to show you how generous they are at Craft Puddy, look how many number 4s there is. There's 2. You get a full packet like that, so there'll be spare. Naomi will be with you soon, showing you how to use your spare ones with stamps. So she'll be back on the 20th, so make sure you tune in for that.
That'll be Naomi's first day with us
Yes.
at HobbyMaker.
Yes.
For her today, she's in the building. What's coming up tomorrow? And also, remember, you can look back at shows that you may have missed today as well on our app if you want to, and on, of course, YouTube too. Start your crafting with Honeydew at 1 o'clock. That's tomorrow. Sizzix after that, 3 o'clock, we've got Creative Expressions with our Want It All Monster collection.
Ooh.
More tips and tricks with Honeydew at 4. Festive switchlits bundle from Sizzix at 5. I'm back at 5, so I'll see you then for that. Huge bargains with Hunky Dory after that. Black Friday deals at 6. And then festive switchlits at 7. And finishing the show at 8 o'clock tomorrow night will be the Black Friday deals from Hunky Dory. So that is your Tuesday. And remember, if you've missed any shows today, lots and lots and lots of you want to look back at shows that you may have missed during the day, just go to our app and also go to YouTube. You can find them there, and also on our website as well. And you can scan the app if you want to what does that take you to? Oh, that'll take you to YouTube and all the HobbyMaker shows that you may have missed today. Oh, isn't YouTube, these QR codes a great thing?
They're fancy.
Fancy.
We like that.
Thank you, Dawney.
Thank you, Dave.
Safe journey home.
Thank
I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. So never miss a show by watching on the go with our brand new HobbyMaker app.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. Have you been in the snow? That is the big question at the moment.
Oh, my goodness.
Kind of comes as a bit of a shock,
It did,
doesn't
didn't it? Don't do snow. I like snow when I can just look at it from a distance.
I like a little play when it's safe, and then I like it to be gone and melted.
Definitely.
Like I'd quite like by the time we left today, if it's now melted.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
is it going? Yeah, this morning I was saying I was out at like 6:30 this morning, making a snowman, having some snowball fights. It was dark. It was pitch black. Literally, my 18-month-old was like just looking at me as if to say, "This is," and she was like, "Oh man, oh man." And I was like, "Yeah, oh man, I agree." But Bowie's obviously been waiting over a year for this snow to come.
Oh.
So, yeah, so we had the garden light on, so it was very fun. But yeah, let us know if you've had any kind of little experience in this morning. Adam said his twins were like, "It's Christmas." It's like, no, Santa's not been yet. Yeah, exactly. Now, we have got an absolutely amazing lineup, so if you're working from home or anything like that, win-win with the weather, isn't it? So we are kicking off, of course, as you can see, with Honeydew Crafts. We've got 1 o'clock and also 4 o'clock, so do join us for both of those shows. 2 o'clock, we're going to be bringing Sizzix. I did mention, if you watched the earlier live on Facebook and Instagram, that we was going to put everything onto pre-order for you. So we have done that, so it's there and it's available. Things will go down to lower prices, but if you want to obviously confirm on bits now, then you can do, and you'll still pay the same low price. So Sharon will be with us at 2. 3 o'clock, we are bringing a brand new collection with Francoise. We've got the Monster Collection with Creative Expressions, which is absolutely gorgeous and fun as well. Sizzix will be back at 5 o'clock. Then Pauline's in at 6 and 8, bringing some Black Friday deals with Hunky Dory. And then Sizzix again will be back at 7 o'clock as well. So a really, really nice day all the way up until 9 o'clock, which is fab. Now, because it is snowing, we thought, should we do something a little bit fun today? Yeah, why not? So we've actually got bingo. We've got snow bingo that we're going to be doing today for you. Now, if you haven't played the bingo game with us before on any of our live shows, then what you need to do is have a little look, and I'll show you in a moment, of our bingo sheet where there are 9 different images, okay? And then during the shows from now up until 5 o'clock, is that right? It's just on our show, yeah? Up until 5 o'clock, we will flash these images. So when you see them, mark them off, and once you've seen all 9 of them, Adam's like, what are you flashing? Images, Adam, images. It's 1 o'clock. And so if you just message in to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk snow day bingo, then one of you will get a credit of £25 as well. But don't send the snow day bingo before you've seen all 9, because you won't obviously be entered then, because we will know when we've showed all 9 of them. So yeah, so let us know. So there's a little bit of fun, obviously, on a snowy day. Now, we've got some great bits, of course, in this show. We've got something that is brand new, okay, to us here at HobbyMaker. We've also got something that totally sold out, which we've managed to restock for us, the Stencil bundle that's back in stock as well. We've also got loads of other additional stencils that are in the show. We've got some great tools, we've got glues, you know, we've got absolutely a jam-packed couple of hours with Honeydew Crafts. So please do shop ahead, that's what I would say. Go onto the website and have a little look ahead, because if you did watch, we were talking about this before, the last show with Amanda, by the end of the show, okay, there was 1 bottle of glue left.
It was absolutely bonkers. That whole 2 hours with those 2 shows were just madness.
Yeah.
So I was going to use... No, we can't use that one.
Sold out. Don't worry, there's 1 bottle of glue left. Who wants it? So yes, that is why I'd always encourage on your shows to shop ahead, so that you don't kind of be disappointed that you've missed out on bits. Now, let's introduce the new bits to us here at HobbyMaker first, shall we? Because we've got a really, really lovely stamp set. Now, what you can do, if you want to jump straight onto the web now, because you're looking at that and you're thinking, I want it all, then you can get the full bundle. There is a bit of a discount on the full bundle as well, and that is where you're going to get all 6 of those amazing stamp sets, which include, you know, some gorgeous florals. You've got some beautiful butterflies that we can see on that. You know, you've got the likes of the bubbles, you've got some fabulous backgrounds. There's just so much flowers, foliage. It is amazing, the combo you're getting, okay? So it is your butterflies, your flowers, and that bit extra bundle, which I like the name of. But we will go through them all individually first, so you can have a look at some samples and everything like that as well. And then it's up to you whether you want to go for the individuals, whether you want to go for the bundle. Now, shall we kick off first with the vintage flowers? Because I absolutely love this stamp bundle that we've got.
The stamps we bought today are a collection of some of our biggest selling stamps.
Amazing.
And one of them is actually the first ever stamp I ever designed that's coming up, which is our trio of flowers. Yeah. So these are, we're known for our flowers, our florals, our butterflies. Yeah. So that's what we're known for, so that's what this is all about today.
They're just so good, aren't they, I think? And it's lovely to kind of see them working with other products as well, and how well they actually cross over with all of them.
Everything that we do within Honeydew Crafts, it's my biggest thing is trying to get everything to work together.
Yes, definitely.
So you could have bought my trio of stamps, trio of flower stamp right at the very first day I launched them in April 2014. Wow, and still that will work with everything I launched today.
It's just perfect, isn't it?
And then, so on this one, this is our vintage flowers, and then behind it is the leaf stencil that we had on the last show.
Okay,
one of the ones that sold out so
and that just looks so lovely done like that, and layering it up and being
and
able
that's
to
white
that
vellum.
dimension. Okay.
It's white, it's just the normal vellum that's been coloured on the back, like we're going to do with lumberjack plaid, I think, that's been used on that. And gold embossing powder. And that just looks you can use that as your poinsettia for Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. So these are some of the things that, of course, you could create with your vintage flowers stamp that you have. It is £9.99 for you to be able to jump in and get this as well, which is a fantastic chance. And you can see just there that vintage flowers, how much you're actually getting in it. You're getting those large, gorgeous flowers. You're also getting, of course, the butterfly, the leaves, I should say, sorry, that go with it absolutely perfectly.
And we've got left and rights. Which is a big thing with...
Yes. yeah, definitely. So that is £9.99 if you want to get it individually, OK? Now, this is the one you first mentioned just there, the trio of flowers. So the first thing you ever designed is still one of the most popular stamp sets.
Yep. As our flower stamps, this is still one of our most popular.
And I can understand that because it very much looks, doesn't it, like it's been just hand-drawn by yourself. Yeah. It looks absolutely perfect like that.
You can do so much with this one. You can make it into a rose. You can leave it flat like you're going to use, like you can see there. And what I'm going to do on the first demo is making it 3D'd. So you can do so many different things with this one particular stamp.
That one stamp set. And you can see that stamp set there, just all of the different elements that you have to be able to build those gorgeous flowers up that we've got. Now, this one, as soon as I saw this, the butterfly daisy, I was just mesmerised by this set.
I love this stamp. It's such a lovely stamp set.
I know, and it's so different to anything that I've actually ever seen before, the sort of size of it and the way the butterflies are kind of coming out from that flower.
I just have so much fun playing with this one.
Yeah, and you can see there with the sample next to the actual stamp as well. I mean, look at the size of it and then how it just transfers perfectly. And I feel like it looks as good in your monochrome as it does in your colours.
Yep, you can do so much. I'm going to be using it with embossing powder so you can see how it's just going to pop with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is, again, £9.99 if you want to get that individual stamp that we've got there. Really, really iconic, beautiful, really kind of creates this. I just think you're drawn into it in all of the different mediums or colourways that you might decide to do as well. And do you know what else? It looks really nice on those big cards, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, that's what I love about what I do. You can use them for a 6x6, a 5x5, or an 8x8.
Yes,
they work on everything.
Look at that one.
And with this one, you can see down the bottom, they've been used just to kind of fill in the page.
Really clever,
and give you your background papers, and then a big prominent...
Yeah, and then of course your extra butterflies going around the sides as well. So if you just wanted to use, like you say, just little elements of it, you can do that as well. So another gorgeous one at £9.99. So well done with that one. Now there is another one that would work really well with that if you wanted to build, I think, the butterfly kind of theme up, which is your butterfly dreams as well that we can see here. And any time that we have dandelions, we always make wishes, you know, whenever we sort of blow them off. So that to me feels like we know that butterflies are all about positivity, new starts, everything like that. And then with that dandelion in as well, it just feels very positive. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. And look how different it looks like that to that.
I know. And again, it's such a completely different, exactly the same stamp.
Yes.
And they can look so different all the way along.
Just wouldn't think it. And you've got your glitters, of course.
And that one's using the dotty circle stencil in the background.
Oh, wow. That looks lovely, doesn't it, together? To actually have that. And then, is this your embossing?
That's got embossing on that one, yes.
Doesn't that look gorgeous as well? It's amazing, the little gems that are in there. And so you can see on that stamp set that it is one large central stamp, and then you've got all of your additional butterflies that are with it again, so which is really, really nice. But again, break it down, use parts of it, or use all of it if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. Now, that dotty stencil that you mentioned as well, that we saw kind of working really well with the butterflies, it works with it all separately.
It certainly does. And then this one is... I launched dot and extra lines together, and I was in an absolute panic because it was something completely off the wall for us. It wasn't flowers, it wasn't butterflies, it wasn't anything
it's totally different.
And I was blown away. I have so much fun. And I've actually had to give myself a new set to come on the show.
Used it so
because I've used it so much that I thought I can't actually publicly take that one out anymore.
That's amazing. And if you come across the actual stamp set, you can see how much it's got on it. I mean, it's full of different elements that you're seeing. You know, you've got those little sort of, almost like little stars or little ditzy sort of daisies.
Got tiny little daisies on
like that. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Look at it on this one. So other elements.
And so that one's got extra lines and dot on there. But it just works, as I say, they work with every single stamp. So this one, I brought this one sample in to show you, although we haven't got the shoe on here. It just shows you it can go from something really, really delicate like that shoe to then just being something like you're going to show now, where it's just the stamp.
Like that, yeah. Which is just so good. It's such a versatile stamp set, and £14.99 for you to be able to get that dot stamp set that you can see there as well.
And again, so this one's got this dotty circle stencil in the middle, and then the dots around the edge.
Yeah, which again, it seems to cross over, doesn't it, so well. And that's 16 different stamps that are on that. We'll just show this, how this one crosses over as well, that we can see on that one. Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
And that makes a great men's card.
Doesn't it just? Yeah. It feels quite grungy almost.
Which are our most difficult cards
yes,
to make,
always. So that's £14.99. There is one other stamp set that we've got as well. So we will pop across to this one, and you can see what you could create with this.
So again, this has got dot on there. It's got extra lines on there. It's got a couple of our other ones on there. But I just wanted to bring it in and show you that you can make a white piece of card a completely patterned paper.
It's amazing, isn't it? And also, it's something like that you think, oh, I wouldn't be able to create something like that. It looks very sort of modern art, and yet with these, by using some of them together, it just perfectly, doesn't
just choose. The hardest part about this is choosing the colours.
Yes.
Once you've chosen your colours, you can. But that's great, because if like you're making a birthday invitation for something, you can theme it all around the colours that you want it to be. But so you can go from being quite grungy, to being what you're going to show now, which is all pretty and frilly with beautiful daffodils on there.
Yeah, and it's just lovely to be able to kind of create those extra portions, all full backgrounds, if you wanted to with this as well. Again, at £14.99 if you wanted to go for this set, where you've got all of those kind of extra lines. You've got the sort of harlequins that we can see in this as well. Works really well across with your steampunk. And
definitely. And that's why I've brought these particular samples in. I know they're not everything that's on the show, but most of it is available on your website as well.
Yeah.
But it just shows you how versatile this one set of stamps is.
It's brilliant.
You can do so much with it.
Fabulous. And yeah, £14.99. But if you would like all of them, okay, then we do, of course, have that option for you. So that is where you need to get them individually at the prices that you saw, but obviously most of the time you're probably thinking, well, I want them all. Then it should be £69.96 for you to be able to get this. You've got those two really large stamp sets with so many different elements to create the most amazing either backgrounds or centerpieces of cards, but then you've got your flowers, you've got your butterflies that we can see as well. You've got such unique images as well.
Definitely.
When you think of butterflies and flowers, I don't think of that. That's what I love about them. And £69.96, not your price either. So we are going to take an additional amount out of this and take it down to £65 for you to be able to get this today. So that does mean, of course, that you're going to get all of those. I mean, it's 30 stamps across just the top two sets, let alone all of the ones at the bottom that we've got. Plus, we've got a split pay available on that. So if you want to take it for £32.50, then you can do, which gives you a really lovely opportunity to get that. Questions just come in as well asking about how to shop ahead. So just go to our website, go to HobbyMaker, and when you click on it, go to Watch Live. When you come down on Watch Live, you will see today's show deals, so everything we've already showed you. Then click on Coming Up in Today's Show, and then you can see that everything else that we've got coming up with Honeydew Crafts is all there. As you scroll down further, you'll then see the Sizzix stuff. You'll then see the Creative Expressions bits after that as well. So it's all there. So rather than waiting, you can absolutely jump in and shop ahead with all of that as well, which is nice to do, of course. Quarter of this stock being allocated, so well done if you've jumped straight in and got this. A great opportunity to get all of those, of course, in the bundle, or you can get them individually, as we showed you as well. Now, one other thing I want to introduce before we come to demo also is the stencils. Now, this is something you launched and they sold out so quickly. So we've been really lucky to actually manage to get these back into stock.
It's been as fast as I've been bringing them back into stock, thinking that's for the telly for the next time. They've gone again. It has just been. So thank you ever so much to everybody that has bought them. We do very much appreciate it.
I mean, they're fabulous, aren't they?
They have been so much fun. I have had so much fun playing with these ones.
Really, really good sizes. Well, what are they? Are they a 6x6?
They're 7x7s.
7x7, even bigger.
But you can just, as you'll see going through the samples, you can see that there are some that are on an 8x8 card, and there are some that are on a 5-inch card.
Yes,
so that you don't have to use, just because you're seeing a full image means you don't have to use the whole image.
Brilliant. Should we start with the flourish stencil that we just saw just there, because you can really see what you might want to do with this. So you can see how subtle is that in this one, or you can really kind of pop it to be in the full piece of the card, and the full centrepiece that we've got. All different colours makes it look completely different as well. Gosh, that's a good price for a 7x7, £6.50.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was a crafter before I had Honeydew Craft.
Okay.
And so I'm very, very conscious of the price of things and how much you're going to spend on stuff.
Yes.
And I think I would rather pay get you to buy something that you're going to use and enjoy at a good price, because then I know that everybody's going to enjoy playing with it.
Very true.
And they'll come back. It's value for money, and that's what Honeydew Crafts is all about. Everything that you get works with everything that you've got, and everything that's coming will still work with that.
Yeah, which is just fantastic. So, yeah, brilliant price at £6.50. Always sold out the last time that we had it completely. We've managed to get it back in and available for you today. So there's that amazing flourish stencil that we've got at £6.50. We then have what you can see just next to that as well. Look at this. I mean, this firework burst, it's just amazing the way that thing happened.
I have had so much fun. When I first thought about it, I knew in my head the one thing that I wanted to do with it. But obviously, and that's how the designing starts. You kind of work out what you would do with it.
Definitely.
And then once I started playing with it, now I can't stop.
No, no, I can imagine that, because it's just amazing. I mean, I also see like a sort of sun ray kind of coming out from it, or it could be like celebrations for New Year's Eve or weddings or anything like that as well. It's absolutely amazing. And the detailing's so thin that's actually been created on it.
It is very, very fine, but it really pops.
Doesn't it just?
But again, that's an 8x8 card down to a 6, I think that one's a 5x5.
Yeah, and it's lovely, isn't it, to see it both ways, I think, as well. Really clever. And that's really nice how they've sort of used their nesting dies to delicate that as well.
Don't be scared to do that. Just because it's a stencil and you've got it in a square, it doesn't mean it has to stay in a square. Use parts of it.
Yes, definitely. So an amazing, amazing price. There it is, £6.50 for you to be able to get this. I think this was one that sold out first last time, which I'm not surprised by at all, but it is back in stock today. Got a good stock allowance for you to be able to bring it as well, and it's £6.50, so it is a superb price. A couple of other stencils as well. So let's come across to this one, shall we? So you can see just here, this is what we were talking about on that earlier sample as well, which is your dotty circle.
I just love the way that Helen's done this as well, with your sort of sunset in there as well.
I do. And I think when you look at the board there, you can just see how big that is as well.
It is a big stencil, but again, so easy to use, because you can use that centerpiece as a focal, or you can hide it behind like Helen had done on that first sample.
Bit like that. So yeah, it's totally up to you how you would like to do it. Have you got some water? Do you want some?
No, I haven't.
Would you like some? Oh yeah, we'll get someone to grab you some water. So all of this again matching that price at £6.50 for you to be able to jump in, of course, and get that. I like that as well, where they put the kind of banner across, but still managed to get that.
That's what we did on the show last time.
Oh wow,
that was the last sample we did with it.
Okay, yeah, super, isn't it? So £6.50 for you to be able to jump in and get that one as well. And you can see the stencil, we can see just there. One more as well to introduce into the show for you. And this is your leaves. Look at that. I mean, wow.
This one's a really, really delicate stamp.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, sorry, stencil. But it's worth, there's parts of it that are quite flexible.
Okay.
So when I'm doing a demo with it on one of the shows today, when I do that demo, I'll explain what I mean by it being flexible, but it's worth having a little bit of perseverance with it.
Okay, lovely. You can see the swell and some finished samples that we've got there. May your birthday be as special as you are. We've got this one for your birthday greetings, for example, but again, how different do they look by using different colours that we can see on these as well. And that is there, matching that price, of course, of £6.50 on every single one of those. Now, if you would like, though, to get them all, then you can, because what we have got is we have got a full bundle, which you can obviously take advantage of if you would like to. So this is where you can get all 4 of those. It should be sitting at £26. And I couldn't choose. I'd be like, I need them all. I want them all.
I think that I would probably be the same.
Yeah, because they're just all so different as well. You know, whether you're going for the sort of flourish, or whether you're thinking, well, I want the leaves or the dots, you know.
And it would cover everything that you have to do, wouldn't it?
Definitely. And you can create full backgrounds, or you can just use certain aspects of this if you would rather for your cards, if that's what you're thinking about. So £23.50 is a little bit of discount on those as well. Should we come to your first demo?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, lovely.
Right, so we're going with Trio of Flowers.
Okay, perfect.
And we are going to just go in with the anti-static bag and just wipe over the top of that. I have already got a lot of this prepped ahead, just so that we can show you. So we've got the Versamark ink. Now, my little tip for you, remembering to use your anti-static bag, is to pop it inside the top of the bottom of your...
And it fits actually perfectly, doesn't it?
It is a perfect fit. It wasn't planned that way. So we're just going to stamp these images out. Now, if you're stamping onto vellum, they do actually, you can usually get 2, 3, and quite often 4th generation of stamping with the one inking of your stamp. It makes it so much easier. But it can be a little bit slippy, so be aware of that when you're stamping onto vellum.
Yeah.
I would also normally pop some leaves on there as well, but we'll get some demos going here. So this is our white embossing powder, which I think is still on your website, and if it's not, it will be back soon.
Okay, that's white embossing powder, yeah.
So we'll just pop that back in. I've got different pieces of these cards. They're so well loved. Look at the
I know.
So we'll just pop that back on because I'm very good at tipping them over. And then we're going to take the heat gun. And with vellum, normally I say I heat from underneath, but with vellum I heat on top and I hold it in the air to allow the heat to travel through. This is not heat-resistant vellum. It's not printable vellum. It's just regular vellum.
Okay.
When you heat it, make sure you want the powder to almost be chasing you. And don't be tempted to go back and just give it that extra once over. So it does turn very, very quickly on vellum. Much quicker than it would do on any other cardstock.
Yeah, you can see it really fast.
Just goes from powder to solid very quickly. But make sure you hold it in the air, because if you don't, it will blow.
Yeah.
And that's not the look we're going for. So we're then turning it over, and then with the blending brush, so this is on the back of your flowers now. We are literally just popping some colour down on there. It doesn't have to be beautiful because you would be cutting these out.
Yeah, okay.
If you're not great at cutting out and it's not your favourite thing to do, then and you're not very confident with it, there are a couple of little tips that I'm just going to mention to you. So if you're not happy with how you cut out, don't go too close to the line.
Okay.
If you can stay away and just go to the edge, from the edge, it will give you it. Because we want to get a little bit more movement in our flowers, I'm going to take that cut right down to almost to that centre point. So when you're cutting it, remember, just give yourself a little bit of an edge around here.
Yeah. And you can do that very quickly, can't you, after you've embossed it?
You can.
As well?
And if you notice, the other thing is my scissors stay where they are. I'm moving the paper with it.
Yeah.
And that also makes it so much easier to cut out.
Okay.
So that just gives you that little extra bit of confidence to do it.
Yeah, really good for you.
So I have already got these cut out.
Okay.
So we'll pop them off to one side.
Yeah.
And so we've got them cut out. When I said I've cut right down into that middle section, I want that movement. So I've got a trusty kebab stick, which we've all got left over from the summer.
Exactly.
We didn't get much of a summer, did we?
No, let's be honest.
So I'm just literally taking it and rolling it around the edge. You don't have to be hugely delicate with this. It is quite tough.
Yeah.
Not as delicate as people think. Then I'm going to pop it in the middle of my hand. The heat from your hand, give it a poke and a wiggle.
Ah, perfect.
I'm not crushing that, I'm just holding it. So the heat from my hand will do that to it.
Okay.
So it's gone from being a nice flat piece to being like
Great dimension, isn't it?
So we've got 3 layers, and I've put 3 layers on top of each other.
Okay.
Just give that a bit of a, as I said. And again, if you don't stamp it out perfectly, it doesn't matter.
No, because you've got all those layers.
1 in 3. Yeah. You need 1 in 3 to work. If you look here, look, I overlapped on mine. I'm going to show the world,
and you wouldn't know.
But I've hidden it underneath,
No,
and nobody would have known. So that's your flowers done, and you're going to do exactly the same with some leaves.
Okay.
So I've got some leaves done as well.
Yeah.
I want to get in here and show you how fab this extra lines stamp set is. So I call this my cross, which is kind of exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever designed to be like that. It wasn't until I put the stamp set together. I thought,
Okay.
So it'd be a great christening
Yeah,
set
it
stamp
would,
too.
wouldn't it? Definitely.
Now I'm using distress oxides. So there is a square, and it's a definite square.
Yeah.
So you'll notice when I'm inking up a stamp with oxides, I do move it around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't want those lines to show up. So this is Faded Jeans and Twisted Citron that I'm using on this one.
Okay, lovely.
So we're just going to stamp that down. And again, it's quite a big stamp, so allow it time to go through. Using oxides, you will not get a completely crisp image either, which I didn't want with this.
Right, yeah.
And then it's just a case of going in with all the different elements.
Yeah.
So we've gone from a completely plain piece of cardstock. And I've used 250 GSM for this.
Right, brilliant, yeah.
And you're just layering it up. I have so much fun playing with it.
Yeah,
I actually have to step away and tell myself, enough. You've got enough on there.
It's because you've got so many, haven't you? I mean, with like, I think it's 14 stamps.
Yeah, there
is
is lots on this set. So And then we just pop in a couple of these little lines. So we've got, with the set, you've got individual lines or you've got sets of 3 or 4 that work together really well as well. And again, also don't be scared to overlap any of them. Layer them one on top of each other.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we're going to go in with some green.
Yeah.
And obviously, they're felt ink pads as well. So oxides are onto felt.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of a texture on here too, which I really like.
Yeah.
It stops it being completely one-dimensional. And this is what I mean by it not being a perfect,
Yes,
a
exactly.
watercoloured effect you're going to get with it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And then, what else have we got? We'll go with one of these ones. Normally, I say take your ink to your stamp, but when I'm using little stamps, I always take my stamp to my ink.
Okay, nice little tip.
And then we've got a couple of those little dots on here as well. And we'll go in with a blue one as well, just to tie it all in. So that's all I'm going to put on there as our card base.
Yeah.
And then, so we've gone with something that's quite contemporary.
Yeah.
And we're going to pop some of these flowers on here now,
Okay.
which are quite traditional.
Yeah, exactly, which I quite like that. Yeah.
Complete mix of style, but works really, really well. And we just build that up.
Yeah.
And the sticky glue does dry clear as well.
Okay, great.
If you do drop some, it will dry clear.
Won't matter.
Oh, popped off. Jumped. Give that a couple of seconds longer. And I've also taken my card base and I've layered it with, again, that was just completely plain white piece of paper, and I've just taken the brush around the edge just to tie everything in together.
Okay.
And then we'll pop a little bit of glue on air bubble. And I've just shaped these little leaves a little bit as well, so that we can just bring that colour in. And literally all I did to shape those leaves is like you would do if you were curling ribbon. So I've literally just taken the kebab stick.
Oh, just to make it,
And then I just fold the end, which gives me somewhere to stick it down to.
Yeah.
Pop those onto there.
Yeah.
Try to go super speedy. I can't believe how fast this time's going.
Lovely.
We are almost there. One more leaf to go. So we've gone from being really sort of quite funky and abstracty, adding those flowers in. And you could pop any sentiment on there you wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably should have stuck this down first, but we'll go with it.
We'll make it work.
Put some glue on there.
Fab.
And there we go.
That looks amazing, doesn't it? Like you say, any sentiment. You could take that to your craft store with like a book of sentiments and then just ask them what you actually want
definitely.
to be popped on
You
as
could put
well.
anything on there that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because you could cover absolutely any occasion. Even down to a christening card. If you kind of moved that and left that as a cross,
yeah, it's
it would
very
be
true, isn't it?
perfect.
It's just beautiful, and you saw how easy that, of course, was created just by using a couple of the stamp sets from this bundle. So if you do want to go for all of them, as you can see, you have got an amazing 6 different stamp sets. So you've got your butterfly daisy, you've got your trio of flowers, you've got butterfly dreams, you've got your vintage flowers, you've also got your dot dot and your extra line. So great to be building up the kind of forward focal points of your cards, the backgrounds as well, and all of that down to £65 today. Just want to give you a quick look as well at your butterfly dreams individually, because that has been the most popular one so far on its own. So you can see the butterfly dreams there. I've also got a lot of additional samples that I can share with you. It's £9.99 if you just want to go for this one, which is where you have got, of course, those gorgeous butterflies that are in this. You've also got that lovely opportunity to get those sort of dandelions. You can see as they're blown, them kind of blowing away in the wind as well. Like I say, we always make little wishes on them, so that'd be something I would do. But I would also be thinking, well, if you just wanted to use the butterflies, you could do. If you just wanted to use the dandelions, you could do once again as well. Look at that, they've done that there, just had the butterflies to create the whole of that card. And if you wanted to sort of decoupage up on this, you could do something like that, where you can see you've got a really lovely height, of course, with that as well. So if you would like that stamp set individually, £9.99. Over a third of the individuals have gone, or of course it is part of that bigger bundle where you get a little bit of a discount as well. Now, we did just see you use your brushes that we've got here. So we do have 2 different sizes of these. So if we start with the medium ones first, and they come, which I love as well, in the little cases. Yeah,
they are so handy.
They're great, aren't they? Because I suppose you put them back in and you know then it's going to sort of not get ruined
definitely.
or anything like that as well.
They're great. I use them all the time.
Yeah, they're fab. And when you feel these, it's how soft they actually are as well. They're fab, aren't they? So it's £7.98 for you to get this. And is that for you to get 2? Oh, even better. Wow. So that's 2 of your mediums, so you can see, oh, don't forget we're doing bingo, do mark it off as you go. So we have, of course, got 2 of those. You can see one is there in its little box that it will come with, and then there's the one that's out. But you really do get to get into the areas perfectly. You get to sort of do your blending in such a brilliant way, and you can feel as well, it's like they're super soft, but also it's the way that you can hold them, where the kind of inlets and the grooves.
Yeah, they're really comfortable to work with. So if you do have dexterity problems, they are really, really comfortable to work with.
Definitely, they're super. So they are £7.98. We also have the larger set that are available as well. So you can see we've got 2 of those sitting there, of course, in their cases. I can pop one of those out for you to be able to have a look at as well. And you can see just there, they're really secure as well, aren't they?
They are. Once they're in, they're in. And there's a right and a wrong way to fit them in the box, and they kind of just click.
Oh, so you know once they're in correctly as well. Yeah. And you can see really sort of bigger sort of surface areas, I imagine. That's how you choose, is it? Which one you'll be using?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're £9.98. I mean, that's a really good price for 2 of the larger ones as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bargains.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, great little gifts if you wanted to gift them for anybody at Christmas or anything like that, or for yourself. So 2 of them, £9.98. We also saw the sticky glue that, of course, was used. Famous glue, as Kat would say, with this as well. Why is this so great? I know you said it dries clear.
It dries clear. I've had customers come up to me, they've stuck their wing mirror back on their car with it.
Okay.
I had a customer come to me at a show and she was laughing because it was in the summer and she got a pair of sandals on and she'd broken the sole away from the shoe.
Yeah.
So we stuck her shoe back together to get around the show. So we've done all sorts of weird and wonderful things with this sticky glue. But it does still dry clear, so it'll hold your mirror on and you'll be able to see out of it.
I needed that when I first started driving. I tried to turn into my parents' drive, and they used to have, like, you know, like a big sort of fern sort of tree thing, and I got my car stuck in the tree, like the wing mirror part of it, and obviously the only way to get it out was by pulling the wing mirror off, so I'd have been like, I need your sticky glue instead of black tape that looked awful. So if you would like that, big size, 120ml, and that's at £9.99 for you to be able to get that. I know you gave a little look at this when you were using it, that it was the little static bag, but I love yours because of it having the hearts on.
We went for a patterned one because we've got white everywhere on our tables when we're crafting white cardstock.
They're disappearing.
And you can never see them.
Exactly.
So we went with a nice, pretty patterned one because then you can always find
it. And it makes you smile because it's pretty.
It does.
$3.99.
It's a bargain.
Would we be able to have a quick look at the sentiment stamps? The sentiment stamps, yeah.
I knew you were going to ask me that and I popped them and forgot to get them out, didn't I?
That's okay. I can rifle through if you want. Is that all of it?
I think I've already given them out. I gave them to Kat earlier. I thought I had. There we go.
Oh, there they are. Well, there's another set anyway, so here we go. So these are your general sentiments. We said there's a lot of other bits that are on the website, so if you do notice something and want to see it like this, then just send us a quick message and we can always come to them at a different time. Really nice fonts on this and really different sentiments as well, sending good thoughts your way. Thanks for going the extra mile. Feel better soon. Friendship never stops blooming. In a field of daisies, be a wildflower. For someone who is wonderful in each and every way as well. So all of those are £9.99 if you'd like to jump in and get those. And they're really sort of a lovely mix of sentiments for all different occasions.
Covers pretty much, because you can get lots, and we've got lots of happy birthdays, best wishes.
Yeah, it's very true.
Again, we've put on there sending good thoughts your way, because not always everybody's going to get better. It's nice to have something to be able to send a card and not say get well soon.
Yes, yeah, because it's always difficult to actually know what to say sometimes, so to have that there is perfect. So yeah, £9.99 for all of those if you would like to get it, which would finish off, I think, a lot of these kind of, stamps that we've got, or of course your stencils perfectly by just stamping one of these on as well. So that's £9.99. Should we come to your next?
So we are on, look at me,
You're ready, aren't you?
So our stencils are 7 by 7s. The card piece I've got underneath is 7 1/4 inches.
Okay.
So I would, if I'm not careful, I would get a line all the way around the edge.
Yeah.
Kitchen paper is your best friend.
Perfect.
Because once you start pressing down on it, it will literally mould in, so you won't get any spillage through, so you can quite easily ink these up.
Brilliant.
And as you said, this is quite a fine detailed stencil.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show you how easy it is to get these lines in here.
Yeah. I love this one so much.
It's so much fun to play with. And you can do this in every
colour. So this
colour.
is the fireworks stencil, if you want to get it individually, or it's as part of the stencil bundle.
It's so much fun to play with.
It's awesome.
You can see why I can't seem to stop playing with this one.
And I feel like this would be so easy to just literally do that, pop a sentiment on.
That's all you would have to do.
Yeah.
Particularly for those dreaded men's cards that are really difficult to do for. Teenager cards that are always hard to do. Yeah. This would be a really nice for a gender reveal, I think.
It would. Yes,
you could
definitely.
Use it on anything like that, because that's the big thing these days, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the only reason I found out that Bo was boy was because I wanted a gender reveal party. I was like, I just wanted a party, so I got it in an envelope. Took it to my mum and her friend, and they knew what he was before obviously we knew, and then they made a cake and got all like the banners and stuff. Yeah, because it had to be a surprise for me to find out at the party, so someone had to know. But then I always feel a bit sorry for the second, because she's had nothing. Where it's like, it was all for Bowie.
Yes. So that's as quick and as easy as it is to do.
Yeah,
we'll get these bits out of the way, we'll lift that off, and there we go.
Wow.
And it does pick up all that really fine detail that's on there.
Perfect.
So, normally I would leave that to dry for a couple of minutes, but we are going to stamp right on the top of this.
Okay.
So I've taken my anti-static bag and I'm going to go over the top. And then we're going to take... I've got the stamp here somewhere. There we go. I've already done it. Now, I wanted all... So with this set of stamps...
Yes.
I'll take this out of the way because it will show up a little easier. With this set of stamps, you've got the main stamp, which comes with 3 butterflies, your flyaway dandelions, your dandelions. Then you've got 3 smaller butterflies.
Okay.
And I wanted those to be in exactly the same place as they are on the carrier sheet.
Right.
So I literally placed it over the top and then stuck those where I wanted them to be. So
I
if you
see,
want them to be that image,
Just
that's a
stick them
little
over.
trick
Yeah, it's
how
a really
to do
good
it.
tip.
Right, so we are going to stamp with black because it will make it really pop. So VersaFine Onyx Black. Lots and lots of little light taps, and as I said earlier, take your ink to your stamp, not your stamp to your ink, with these bigger stamp sets.
Okay.
I did completely the opposite earlier, but it makes it so much easier. Plenty of ink on there. Yeah. And then we're going to go over here, and we're going to just stamp this slightly off to the side, but I want that butterfly
I see.
sit
Fit perfectly.
in the middle.
Yeah.
So we'll press that down. It is a large set, so be aware of that. Give them all that little extra push in the middle. Lift that off, and it picks up all of that really fine detail. We're then going to pop on some crystal clear embossing powder. Again, it was on your website, and if it's not, it is coming back. I know we sold a huge amount of it this week.
Yeah.
And then we'll just put the excess back in here.
Yeah.
So these are all the things that I've got marked bits of cards
Yes,
and all of
you
those.
know,
So I keep hold of
there you
everything so that I haven't wasted them. It's had a use
Yeah.
where I've dropped a blending brush on it when it was white.
Yeah.
So we don't waste anything.
No, exactly.
Oh.
And it's always worth going to the brand shops, like we said, because if you did want that crystal clear embossing folder, for example, it should be there. If not, like we say, we'll be restocking soon.
So this one I do heat from underneath.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see it change from being a dull colour to bright black. And it means that, because there are black embossing powders on the market, so you could do it with a clear ink, Yeah. And use a black embossing powder, but they're notoriously difficult to get all the little speckles off.
Okay.
So by doing it with the black ink and the clear powder, if you've got extra speckles on there, no one's going to see them.
No, it's very true, isn't it?
It's completely mesmerising.
Isn't it? I always find that. It's not changed in the few years that we've been here. I'm still like engrossed when you see embossing powder change.
So then, just give that a couple of seconds. It does warp the paper a little bit, so I give it a wiggle while it's still warm.
Okay.
And then, because this isn't watercolour paper and these are watercolour pens,
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a trick. So we've got the lighter colour, and I'm taking pen to pen,
Okay.
and I'm just going to pick up some of that darker orange on the nib of my pen, and I'm just going to blend it in, and it will go from orange through to yellow.
That's really cool. I'd have never thought to have done the two tips together.
And your yellow tip comes back completely yellow just by doing that.
Amazing.
So I have already stamped this and coloured this out once. And so you will end up with something hopefully along those lines.
That looks great.
So we've coloured in all the butterflies. And then I would stamp it out a second time, and then I've cut all the butterflies out. I didn't need the rest of it, I just wanted the butterflies.
Okay.
So just all those extra bits you've cut off your A4 sheet of paper to get the square that you wanted, hang on to them because they're great for doing things like this. And then I'm just going to literally take our butterflies. I've just put my fingernail either side of its body and just lifted the wings.
Perfect.
And we're going to pop a little bit of colour on the back of his wings. In the middle there. Is that the right one for that one? I think so, yep.
Yeah.
So we'll just go in there, flip his wings back up because I didn't measure them first. And before I go any further with that, we're going to stick it down.
Yeah, of course. Don't want to flatten them, do you?
So we've got just a black piece of card, which will make the card really pop.
Christine's just sent a message as well saying, good afternoon, it was great to meet you at the weekend, and may I say, for all the years of buying with you, your products have never let me down.
Thank you very much, Christine.
Yeah.
Where were we last weekend? I can't. Oh, we were in Manchester. They were all laughing at me because I was saying to them, I'm on TV on Tuesday, but I haven't done any preparation yet, so goodness knows what's going to come out.
Oh, look at you. We wouldn't have known that.
Tell me that at midnight last night when I was still doing
You told us you got up to 8 demos. We're like, she's been doing this for ages.
Oh, yeah, it was a long night. So, again, just literally picking up those butterflies, popping those sentiments on there.
Super. That's just so beautiful.
It just makes it really pop.
Yeah, and I really love that combination of those two together because I wouldn't have actually have thought to have done that. I don't know, I just wouldn't have thought to have popped that one over the top of the fire. And yeah, it works amazingly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it works really, really well. And having that little one in the middle
exactly. It looks
makes
like it's
it
just been made for it.
Really pop out. Mm-hmm. Looks like he's going disappearing into the to another realm. Mm-hmm. So we're almost there.
Fabulous.
And then I've got that sentiment from our general sentiments that I've already stamped out and just popped that onto some black card.
Yep.
We'll just pop that on there. And in the middle there. And that's that one done.
Wow, that is just perfect. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So, of course, to be able to create all of that, that is using our most popular stencil, our most popular stamp as well, and also the sentiment. So we've got the Firework Burst. If you do want to get, of course, that stencil on its own, it's at that brilliant price of £6.50. We are now limited on availability with this. It is, of course, as part of the big stencil bundle as well. So there's two ways of getting it, either £6.50 on its own, or if you want to get all 4 of those amazing stencils, where you are getting this one, you're getting that lovely flourish that we can see as well. You're also getting the leafs in that, and you are getting the dots. So all 4 of those coming to you at £23.50. 60% of the bundle individually has gone. It also uses, of course, this, which is your Butterfly Dreams, which again, individually, we are now very, very limited on if you want to jump in and get that. It's a superb stamp, isn't it, that you can see there. £9.99, of course, for you to be able to jump in and get that and to be able to create something like this. But you can go for the whole bundle bundle. Once again, that is available with a discounted price as well, where you're getting this one, but you also are getting another 5 stamp sets. You are getting your extra lines, you're getting your dot dot, you're getting butterfly daisy, you're getting your trio of flowers, you're getting vintage flowers and butterfly dreams. That's over 50 stamps, is it? Wow, 50 stamps that you actually get within that if you want to get it. Plus, those general sentiments that we just introduced to you a moment ago, that was also used just to perfectly finish this off. And it's just about finding the exact sentiment that is going to just work so perfectly with each of those cards. That's £9.99 for you to be able to get that. It's a lovely sentiment set of 6 different sentiments, so you've got them just there. You ready to do your next one?
I am ready.
Lovely. What are we doing in this one?
Right, so we are dot dots and extra lines on.
Super.
Are we extra lines? No, we're just all dot dots.
Just dot dots.
So again, this is ones that I had to treat myself to an extra set to come on the show with, because my other one was very well loved.
Great.
So we're going to take our really big stamp set.
Yep.
And then a couple of the smaller pieces just to get them ready, and then we are just about, if I chuck these on here, then we're easy to move. Right, so we're going to ink this up. Again, I'm using the oxides. This one is chipped sapphire, so it's one of the darker blues. And this is what I mean. I don't know if you can home in on this. There's a straight line of ink that goes down there. So I don't want that, so I'm going to smush it.
Okay.
But again, because of the texture of the ink pad, it's a felt ink pad, so it's quite sturdy. I move it around, and you'll get a little bit of texture from that on there, which I really like.
Okay.
We're just going to go in and completely build this up as we're going along. So completely plain white piece of paper, nothing special. 250 GSM I'm stamping on again.
Okay. Yep.
With a different side to it. And this is, I'd say, you have to learn to step away, because you don't.
Yeah, because you want to do more. Yeah, Kat said you can almost see like a googly eye. You know, if you just want to take images, it's like you actually can. Yeah.
And if you're using an ink and you're not a great stamper and it doesn't work out, because they're quite funky, it doesn't matter.
No, it's
if
true.
it's not a beautifully perfect image, that doesn't affect it because of the style of card that you're making.
Yeah.
Like that. We'll see if we can recover that, but I don't think so. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Let's try.
It's hard for the block, isn't it, to go back in?
Not too bad. Yeah. I've had worse.
You did pretty well.
Right. And then we're going to go in with some of these tiny, tiny little dots. This is where you have to learn to step away from it.
It's like, how many am I going to put on?
Yeah, definitely. Just grab one of these as well. I think we'll take that bit of blue down here. I think if I don't, it's going to look a bit. So this is how, what I say, I just have so much fun playing with these, because you can just do so many different styles just by changing up the colour.
Definitely.
It would look like a completely different card. So again, these are our smaller stamps, so I'm going into the ink pad with the stamp rather than the stamp to the ink pad. Oh, sorry, the ink pad to the stamp. Fingers are great for this.
Yeah.
And just going to go in randomly all over. And we'll go from being quite a plain, boring piece of white cardstock to something a bit prettier, I hope, or a bit nicer.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
I'm going to pop a couple of different sizes on there, and then we can flip and flop it. And don't forget, turn things around, don't keep them up the same way either, because otherwise it will look symmetrical, and that's what you don't want it to.
No. It's like a piece of modern art, isn't it?
It is, and you can see what I mean. It's difficult to work out when you're going to step away.
Sizes of those little dots as well. It's amazing.
Right, I think we'll pop another one of these in. As I say, you can keep going and going and going,
definitely.
but you do have to remember there is a break point. So I have done one that I did at home.
Brilliant.
And I've just popped a sentiment in. Now, this one is from our birthday or from our sentiment stamp set, not the general, the sentiment stamp set, which is on your website.
Right, yeah.
So you'll be able to go in and get that. But I wanted to do it so you could see it. What an amazing teenage boy's birthday card would that be? So I'll just flip that, pop that in with some glue.
I love that.
Nice, bright. And then I always take something on the inside. So
Okay, yeah, and then it sort of finishes it off and correlates it all, doesn't it?
just quickly scribble that on there.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Really nice.
So your card travels through.
Yeah.
Such a quick card to make.
Yeah,
you could batch make these if you wanted to
you
as well,
keep
because you can just go forever.
Yeah, popping them on, and it just shows how different each one is that we've made as well, of course, today. Compared to the ones that you made before. It's amazing. If you do want that sentiment set, so that's where you get the happy birthday, then we can, of course, show you that. So you can get that just here. It's FAHN19 to be able to get that with all the happy birthdays, celebrate, you to me, and make a wish. So you can get that as well if you'd like to. Now, just to let you know, the firework burst stencil individually, this one has completely sold out now. So that one has gone. It is still available, of course, as part of the bundle, but we're just not able to bring you that on its own. But the bundle is now limited as well. So if you do want to get the bundle, remember that you are getting that lovely firework that we can see just there. You then will also get that gorgeous flourish. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? We have on top of this your leaves, which is another beautiful, beautiful sort of stenciled image that you can see just there, which is just so exquisite. And then on top of that, we have got your dotty circle that we can see as well. So all four of those for that brilliant price of £23.50. And it is the only way, of course, that you can get that one. And they are 7x7 stencils, so really, really big sizes as well. Butterfly Dreams, that has also sold out individually now. It is still available, of course, in the bundle, though. So if you want to go for the bundle, you can do, but you just can't get it individually. You can see you're getting all 6 of those lovely stamp sets within that bundle. So you've got, of course, your Butterfly Dreams, but you've also got the opportunity to get your Butterfly Daisy. You have got your trio of flowers. You've got vintage flowers. You've got dot and extra lines. Just over 50% of that bundle has now been allocated, though, as well. It's down to £65 if you'd like to jump in and get that. And it's on split pay, which is even better. So £32.50 for you to be able to get that on split pay. And that's the way that you would like to go for it as well. So massive well done. This is what we always expect, but it starts selling out and will continuously sell out, of course, throughout as well. We've got about 4 minutes left.
Or we can do that.
Yeah,
because I've got some of it pre-done. So
Amanda's like, yeah, no problem. Easy.
the quickest I've ever done a demo was 40 seconds. So
was it? Okay.
If we can manage that,
yeah.
we'll be all right.
So we have still got the availability, I think, on the leaf stencil. So you can still, of course, come through and get that if you want to, which is absolutely beautiful stencil, one of my favourites.
Right. So as I mentioned, this one is doesn't have an edge to it, so it's quite flimsy.
Yeah.
But it is so worth playing around with this. Yep. As I say, we're running on empty a little bit here, but I have pre-done it so we can.
Great.
So I'm literally going to go in
yeah.
and just randomly pop some colour down. But you'll see that I'm popping my hands roughly where I want that colour to go.
Yeah.
And it just helps hold like this piece here. It can be a little bit wiggly.
Okay, yeah.
And we don't want a wiggly leaf.
No.
So we just hold those down and it holds those pieces in place.
Okay.
If you wanted to, you could tape all the way round and that would obviously hold them in a lot stronger.
Okay.
But I quite like using the board, so
yeah.
So we're just going to go in. Literally, and this is a great way of learning how, I say this all the time with stencils, they're really good to learn the pressures and how to handle your blending brushes.
Okay, yes.
Because they're very forgiving.
Yeah.
So again, just going to hold that down there. But as I say, if you wanted to go around and tape it all the way up, you could.
Yeah.
So the colours I'm using here today are peacock feathers, picked raspberry.
Such a nice mix of colours as well. Yeah.
This one's and we've used cracked pistachio, fossilised amber, and worn lipstick. So just so that, because everyone says, what colours did you use?
Yes.
So we're off down to Kent to do a show this weekend.
Oh, are you?
So
Okay,
if you
nice.
are in Kent, we're at the
like Kent.
Stamporama Kent show. So come along and say hello.
Yeah, do.
You can't miss us. We're right at the entrance of the door, but it's a really nice show to come along to.
Perfect.
And normally we only do this in the summer, so they're trialling it in the winter as well. So
right, lovely.
if you want it to come twice, you need to come and see
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely go. Have a little look.
It's a really nice show. Lots and lots of familiar faces there.
That's lovely.
Yes, we have really good fun. So okay, I can't believe we've got almost at the end of our show season. It has flown by this year.
I just don't even know how we're pretty much in December.
I know.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know what happened this year.
Snow in November.
Well, yeah.
So, as I say, we're just building this up. I'm not going to get this completely finished because I want to show you how the card goes together.
Yeah,
but that's just an idea of what it would look like.
Yeah.
And then, so this is a 6-inch piece that I've got here. I've then cut that into 3 panels.
Oh, gorgeous. Okay.
So we've got the 3 panels. I'm just going to make sure I've got them lined up the right way around.
Yeah.
So there we go. So there's our, that's what you would end up with. I've cut it into 3 separate panels. Then I'm going to take, this is a 7x7 card.
Okay.
And this piece is slightly bigger. I just, rather than mat and layer and try and get them all the same, we've got a mat, a layer there that we're just going to stick straight onto the card, because you will never ever manage to get those all evenly spaced and lined where you want them to be. From experience.
You know this.
Oh, we've got a little bit of blue on there, but we can cover that, I think. Didn't take it off the mat from earlier. And then we're going to stick the middle one in first.
Okay.
And work from there.
Yeah.
How am I doing for time?
Wow, the stencil bundle's just sold out, so that one has gone now. We've got about a minute and a half. If you want to get this stencil on its own, you still can. We've got a couple left on the leaf stencil. We've got more of you with it in your basket, though, than availability individually. And, of course, there isn't any chance now to get the full bundle. The firework one has sold out individually, but there's limited amounts available on the other 3 stencils, just to let you know. So you can come through with that. We've got other stencils, I will just give you a quick heads up, that are on the website as well, which we will be looking through in the next hour. So it's just that if you want to jump in and shop ahead on other kind of favourite stencils, then you can do as well, which is nice to be able to do.
So we've popped that on there.
I love that.
And then we've got our Feel Better Soon.
Looks so good in the panels, doesn't it?
It does. I love that effect.
I really love that.
And again, it's not a really expensive card to make.
No.
You could do it with your offcuts
if
you wanted to.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting anything. And it would be great to go through as a normal letter as well, because there's no dimension on it.
No, exactly.
Not even a gem.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Which causes you lots of problems.
No.
So that's that one.
Yeah, so if you would like to get that, then obviously you can. That is still available on its own individually. But what you've got left in the stencils individually is a couple left in the leaves. We're limited, of course, in the dotty circles as well. And we are also limited in the flourish. But the firework one has completely gone now. Bundle completely gone as well. So it's just those 3 individually, which we've got a limited amount available. We'll be back in an hour though, so that's going to be good. But we've got the other stencils, so we can get all of them out for the next hour. We can go through those as well. We knew how much you'd love them. The other bundle's still got availability, but again, limited on nearly all of that as well. So do make sure you're checking out. Don't forget we're playing bingo today as well, so look out. You might have seen a couple of them. I think I spotted a snowman. So do mark them off, and of course keep looking until 5 o'clock. And then once you've seen it, Snow Day Bingo, just send us that message in. I'll be back in a second with Sizzix. Me and Sharon are with you. We've got lots of amazing bits at great prices. See you in a minute.
The holiday spirit is in the air, and it's time to bring out your creativity for our Christmas tree decoration competition. This year, we invite you to design an ornament that will adorn the HobbyMaker Christmas tree, showcased live on air from our studio. Let your imagination shine and showcase your love for crafting. Your Christmas tree decoration should be no larger than 4 inches and designed to hang securely on the tree. There will be 24 lucky winners revealed each day during the countdown to Christmas. And if your design is selected, it will proudly hang on our studio tree for everyone to admire. Winners will receive a surprise Christmas present, perfect for adding to your craft stash. The closing date is Friday the 22nd of November, so get crafting and good luck.
Want to know what's going on in the next show? Then head over to our website. Click on the TV guide. This will tell you who's presenting, which guest we have joining us, along with what's going on in each hour. If you ever miss a show, you can catch up by clicking on the day you missed and then click Watch This Show. You can also view what product was on and if it's still available to buy. Catch up on HobbyMaker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Registering for a HobbyMaker account on our website couldn't be easier. Head over to hobbymaker.co.uk and click on Register Now. Type in your preferred email address, create a password of your choice, and we just ask you for a few simple details. Click on Create Account and then away you go. Within your account setting, you can view your order history, address and card details and items in your basket. Shopping made easy with HobbyMaker. Here at HobbyMaker, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and checkout and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Shopping made easy at HobbyMaker.
Hello, rightio. Well, this is lovely, isn't it? We are, I know that if you joined us on the live a bit earlier on Facebook or through Instagram or whatever it may have been, we were talking obviously about this show and how much we've actually got jam-packed into it. So it's all there on pre-order, which we promised to do from 1 o'clock. We've got some favourites, we've got some bits that I've never seen before. We've got the Stamp and Stencil tool. A few of you asking about that this morning.
Yes,
we've got that back available. So there's lots of bits to be able to shop ahead with and be able to get as well. Now, we've got quite a few bundles to introduce. We are going to kick off with what we are seeing here first. Now, this is just an amazing way to be able to get your dies and your embossing folders that work together. And some wax as well.
So clever. They really are. Yeah, we've got wax seals, we've got little trees. But all of these come with just one little embossing folder. And then the embossing folder has got magnets in it.
How clever is that? Look
and then you get 3 different designs for the dies. So very, very clever. So it's like a mini embossing folder, but it will also cut the outline at the same time.
Amazing, isn't it? These are Sharon's, by the way, just because
that's why
we haven't had them delivered to us. So yeah, so they are. That's why they've got the little sort of marks.
I put little labels on everything in my craft room.
Then you know exactly what you've got, don't you?
Exactly.
So, They're so clever. So you've got those there, which then will cut out and create what you're seeing on our boards. So there's our lovely wax seals. But the fact that you can actually do that without wax, which rarely ever ends up perfect, goes everywhere.
These are foolproof because you've got 3 lots of dies to give you the different outlines. So you can see here, one's got like a sort of, you know, wax-looking outline. This one's got a lovely scallop, and then you've got a plain one. So by putting the dies inside the folder, you get the different outline. Very clever.
It's great, isn't it? Then the second embossing folder with the dies is your Christmas trees.
So the embossing folder is going to put all the baubles on.
Wow, okay.
And then you've got 3 different dies, so you can choose whether you want a plain tree, whether you want a very sort of traditional tree, or a sort of tree-shaped tree.
Yeah, fantastic.
So 3 different designs in one.
Yeah. So you can get these bits individually, but we have got an amazing bundle where you can get both of those, so the embossing folders and the dies that come with them. And then we've also got some of your luster wax as well. So we've got this in your gold. We have also got that in your silver that you can see there as well. So very lovely Christmassy colours, but also we know that on embossing folders, once you put your sort of wax on, it for me, like, really brings out the emboss.
Yes, and of course with these 2 embossing sets we've got, they're going to be perfect because you're going to highlight the baubles on your tree or the details on those wax seals.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a quick and easy way. I think the wax seals, if you're doing your Christmas cards at the moment, great. Do a load of these, pop them on the back of all the envelopes.
Definitely. Now, the only way that you're able to get this, all of this, is in the bundle. We can give you the waxes on their own. We can't give you the chance to get the switchlits on their own, which obviously have the embossing folders and the dies in them. If you did get them, which we don't have in stock, but if you did, I can show you the prices that they should be and would be on a different day. So here's some price comparisons. £30 that you can see just there, £30.99. That would be if you managed to get the switchlets, the embossing folders on those seasonal seals. And then £33 if you were able to get the festive trees. So you'd be obviously looking there at 60, 63, 64 pounds, something like that, to be able to get both of those. And then obviously a tenner each for you to be able to get your waxes, which is great. So that's obviously, quite an affordable side. We are going to do you a deal today. So should be, of course, £84.46, but we do want to get these down as low as we can. I feel like with those trees, you know, you're just going to be using these all the time, whether it's to build full scenes, whether it's to just use one.
Yes, they're very useful because they're a good size. You can put all 3 of them on a card front, or you can pick one. And you've got the choice. So if you don't want baubles on, if you just want a tree in a scene,
cut them out.
You just cut them out and don't use the embossing folder.
Of course, then they don't need to be Christmas even, do they?
Then they don't, no, exactly.
And then the wax seals. I mean, I've done shows on my own where I've been demoing with the wax seals, and you know, I set fire to the bottom of the thing once, right? You know, the little bowl thing. It was on fire, and the camera people didn't realise it was on fire, so they wouldn't come off it. And I'm just standing there thinking, I don't know what to do right now because I can't move this because it's on fire. So
set fire to the studio.
So if you're anything like me, it doesn't always go very well.
No,
whereas
and
these look super and perfect.
It's quite time. I mean, I love doing proper wax seals.
You don't set fire,
but it's not fast, is it?
No,
you've got to wait for each one. You've got to wait for the wax to melt each time. I would not sit there and do sort of 50 Christmas cards.
No, you do like one as a special kind of.
Whereas with these, you're going to cut 3 at a time anyway, so you could very easily do all of your cards.
So good. $44.99.
Wow.
Now, when you think that we saw that elsewhere to buy the Christmas trees, that was £33, so that means that for £12, you are getting both of your luster waxes and you are getting, your wax sort of melts that we've got there as well. That is absolutely unbelievable. So a £40 saving for you to be able to get it. So basically, it's sort of like you're paying for that and that, isn't it? In essence?
It is.
So it's like you're paying for those, and then we're saying, oh, you can have that one and that one totally for free today if you would like to. With the embossing folders, which come, of course, with those dies as well, and then you get a couple of your luster waxes as well. What do you mean? She said, do you want to go better? She thinks we're still on that Facebook thing.
She thinks we're still on Facebook prices.
we did the, oh yeah. Did you hear it? She's like, the thing is, she's like, Liam had set the price for the Facebook thing. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. So she's obviously just like...
Oh, she wants to go mad.
She wants to get the badge saying generous. That's what she wants.
Yes.
Earlier on the show, they were saying Liam should have a generous badge. And obviously, Kat's like, I want that generous badge. So I'm going to be the one doing this. Go on. Yeah, go on then, do it. Wow. Under £40. So that is better than half price. One of these with your embossing folder and, of course, the dies that come and go with this, that should be £33 on its own. So you are now paying only £7 for your other embossing folder, for you to get all of those extra wax melt dies and 2 of your lustre waxes. When you think all of that is £7, that's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
And let's just show you as well what we can actually see when they're finished off on envelopes, those ones.
Yeah, so easy, because you can just put a bit of foam pad on the back of your card, add a seal. So in terms of, if you're mailing out 30 cards, it won't take you any time at all to pop them on. You can also use up scraps of your metallic card and things like that.
They're quite nice as well, just for decorative elements, I think.
They are, and of course they don't have to be just Christmas, because you've got a little bow there,
No,
which is
exactly.
all year round.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, obviously the snowflake and holly, or winter or Christmas,
but not all
the
of
bow
them.
can be for anything.
Yeah. So, the most amazing deal price. We have only got what stock we have got with this. I'd love to say we were into the hundreds. We are not. We are less than 100 chances now available for you to get them. So that is £39.99. That means you're getting an amazing, almost £45 off to just pay £40 today. 2 embossing folders, numerous dies, also a couple of your lustre waxes that you'll use with this project, that you'll use with lots of other projects as well. Do you want me to let you set up for your demo?
Yes, I'm going to take the trees with me. You can keep those. I'll just take the trees.
Thank you. Lots of other things coming up as well, so do, of course, shop ahead on the website. Have a little look at everything else that we've got as well, because I don't want you to miss out on any of these bits. But that is there at an amazing £39.99. Well done to Susan, Anne, well done to Crafter in West Mids, just getting yours, Dorothy and Jan. We've got Greater London, you've got it. Berkshire, you've managed to get it. We've got Christine, Linda, Carol Ann, Heather, you're almost there. Leah's almost there, and Gwendolyn. Make sure you're checking out, because you know these deals do not normally happen this low. It's here today and today only. Right, let's have a look at using them.
We're going to use the trees.
Okay.
And I thought I'll use all 3 of them, because who wants to choose? And I've got some craft card for my background, but I want to make it look snowy.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp a sentiment. And we've also got on the show this set called Greetings of the Season. This is a lovely Catherine Pooler set, who's one of the designers for Sizzix. And there's a nice sentiment here, may your days be merry and bright. This is going to fit quite nicely along the bottom here. Then I've got plenty of space for my trees. I'm going to grab my stencil and stamp tool, because I've only got 1 piece of card and I don't want to mess up my sentiment.
No.
I can also make sure I'm straight with this, because I've got a sticky grid in here.
Yeah. We've got this back on, haven't we?
Yes, we've got this back as well. I know lots of you have been waiting. So I can use the lines on my sticky grid to make sure my card is straight. So that's always a good starting point.
Yeah, okay.
And then I can place my sentiment on. And then when I bring the lid down, there are lines on the lid, and I can see that that line is perfectly right along the centre part there. So I know I'm straight and perfect there. So I can ink that up. The other thing about this tool is that I can lift the lid right out, which is great, because when you're re-inking, it's so much easier to have it flat. So I can pop that on. Ink that up. And it does look a little bit faint there, actually. So the great thing is I can just bring it back down again.
Exactly.
And just press in that area where it looked a little bit faint. And now it's perfect.
Brilliant.
So I'm glad I used my tool, because if you use an acrylic block, you can't go back.
No, it's really hard.
So it's handy to have a stamp platform. So that's my sentiment done. And now I want a little bit of a snow blizzard going on. Because, well, it's appropriate for today, isn't it, that we're doing snowy cards when we've got the snow. That was perfect timing.
Yep.
So I've got some of the Sizzix creamy acrylic paint in white.
Okay, lovely.
And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit on my mat. I only need a little bit, which is just as well because there actually isn't a lot left in this one. Let's get a little bit out. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is water that down. So I'm just giving it a spritz with water.
Okay.
When you're splattering, the bigger the brush, the bigger the splatters. So I do want some quite big drops here. And I'm glad you're standing all the way over there, so I don't ruin your dress. So
I won't mind.
So we'll go in. I think I need a bit more water, actually.
Great.
There we go. So we've got a nice bit of snow going on in the background. I'm standing back, so I try not to get it all over myself. You can also use, if you use your poker tool, you kind of, it's a bit easier to knock it off. Yeah. There we go. I think that's quite a nice little snow blizzard going on there.
I do.
So I'll just pop my brush in some water. And then I will give my mat a little wipe off.
Okay.
Just so that we're all clear. If you are doing splatters, you do want a nice kind of opaque paint. So something like an acrylic paint is ideal. You'll find if you use watercolours that you just won't see them on the craft card because they kind of go to nothing.
Okay.
So to further emphasise that, I've also got a white ink pad. This is just a distress white ink pad. And I'm just going to go around the edges just to carry on that snowy look. So now I've got a good snow blizzard going on in the background.
Great.
And I can put that to one side for those splatters to dry for a minute and we can come to the trees. So this is your embossing folder and then you've got your 3 separate dies for the 3 different styles of tree.
Yep.
And inside the embossing folder you've got little magnets.
Okay.
So we'll start with the plain one and you just pop it in and wiggle it about and you'll just feel when it clicks into place.
Okay, perfect.
And then you're ready to use it. So I've got 3 different shades of green card here.
Yep.
And we'll just trim off some of this excess. And the sandwich for your big shop is the same as your 3D embossing folders. Because if you think about it, the depth of this is an embossing folder. I know it's a die as well, but your sandwich is for an embossing folder. So we'll pop that on, just one clear plate on top. And then I'll run that through. And that will give me a lovely tree.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of plain tree as such. So we'll pop that there. And the reason these are called switchlits is because now I can switch out my plain tree.
Yeah.
And we'll go with the one that's got this sort of...
Yeah.
And again, I'm just going to pop it in and you'll feel it click.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to do.
It's pretty clever, isn't it? How
Clever
they
technology,
work.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Saves you having 3 different kind of embossing folders with the die in.
Yeah. I've not seen them before.
No. And there aren't that many designs of them, actually. We haven't had that many.
Okay.
That many of them. So that's that one. Now this one I've used some of the reveals cardstock, so we can sand that one.
Yep.
So then again, switch it out, just pull that one out, and then the last one is this kind of very traditional Christmas tree shape. And again, I just pop it in and wait for it to click. And then I've got some more reveals here in a nice bright green. So I've got 3 different shades of green going on here.
Super.
Which will give me a nice look. And then we can think of 3 different ways to...
Yeah.
We'll use some of our waxes and a couple of them we can sand.
Yeah, great.
Just to get a different look.
Lovely.
There we go. So that's all 3. Let's pop that one out. So there's my last tree. And then you just slide out the the dies. You get a really nice plastic storage wallet for the dies that go with them.
Good. Keeps them nice and safe, doesn't it, as well?
And you know me being an organised crafter, I would say it's a good idea to label these, because if you end up with a few of these different sets, you're going to probably be storing them. You know, you'll forget which one goes with which.
Definitely, yeah.
So let's bring the card back in. That's going to go on there. And then my 3 different trees. So I think that one's normal cardstock in the middle. And then the 2 either side, I've used some of the reveals card. So the one in the middle, I think we'll put some gold luster wax on.
Okay.
And then the other 2 we can sand, because they're the reveals card. So the Sizzix wax is beautiful. It's got a lovely smell to it. It's got orange oil in it.
Yes, we always say that, don't we?
And I like to apply mine with one of the Sizzix tools, one of the ink blending tools.
Yeah.
It fits perfectly into the pot. And there's 2 reasons why I prefer using this. First of all, I've got fake nails on, and I don't want wax under my nails, because it's an absolute pain to get out. But more importantly, this is totally flat. The end of my finger isn't. If I put wax on my finger, my finger can squidge in between the different baubles, whereas this will just glide over the top.
Perfect.
And I'm only going to get the gold on the raised areas.
Okay.
Which is what you want, you know, when you've got an embossed, you want to highlight the embossing, not anything else.
Yeah.
So by using this, which is totally flat, I can make sure my wax just hits all the baubles, which is lovely. So that's nice for the centre one. And then the other 2, I've used some of the Sizzix reveals. So I can just bring in my Sizzix sanding block and reveal. There's a nice light green core to this. So again, by skimming across the top, I'm just going to highlight all my baubles. Same with this one. I've got a bit of gold on that one. It's lovely, isn't it? So it's just a bit of variety. So I've got 3 different colours going on there. So let's bring this back in. That paint's dry now, so I can just put some double-sided tape on the back of this.
Lovely.
Pop it on my card front. And I've gone, this is quite a large card actually, because I wanted to put all 3 trees on, so this is A5, which I don't normally make such big cards. But you could do the same design with just 1 tree if you prefer to make a smaller card.
Such a nice idea like this though.
It's nice, isn't it, to see all 3 of them with the different shapes. So what I'm going to do is the one in the middle I'm going to put on foam pads. Just to raise it up. Yeah. Because that's the sparkly one. So I'll just pop a couple of foam pads on the back. And that one's going to go, that was a bit near the edge. Yeah. So that's going to go in the centre. And if you start in the centre, then it does make it easier to make sure you're even with the other 2 anyway. But then the other 2 I'm just going to glue so that they're kind of in the background a little bit. So just pop a lot of glue on there. And I can even tuck it under that one if I want to. There we go. And then this one the same. Just some glue on the back. Okay. And then I've got a lovely snowy scene.
That's so good, isn't it? Brilliant.
The trees.
It's lovely.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, I love them. So when you think that today it's better than half price, so that means that you are getting that switchlet to be able to create that. So that comes with the embossing folder. It comes with the 3 dies to be able to switch out to create those amazing Christmas trees. That should be £33 on its own. It then comes with the other switchlet embossing folder that we've got there, which then comes with all of this, an amazing amount of dies that you can see with that as well, so that you can create all of these different images that we can see on that we've got just there as well. Now that should be another £30 on its own to get that. We then also have the 2 lustre waxes. You're getting your gold and your silver. They're normally about a tenner, I think. So we're looking at where it should have been £84, and instead we are talking £39.99. Over 20% of the stock's gone already. Got a big stock, luckily, at this kind of price point, but it is right down as low as we can possibly go. So an amazing deal. Now, something else, we have got the sentiment. I don't know whether, could I borrow your one, that Catherine Paula one, just to show?
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
all right? I'll give it you straight back afterwards. Now, I'm going to bring them individually first, because this is the one that Sharon did just use. Which is this one that we've got. So you can see just there, you've got your Noel, your Yuletide greetings, Happy Holidays, we've got Have a Magical Christmas, Merry Christmas. And when we spin it around there, you can really see how beautiful all of those fonts are as well. Heartfelt and handmade as well, a gift for you. So some, you know, that you're thinking a bit out of the box as well, which again, you'd use all year round, not just for Christmas. But a really lovely large stamp set. There's 13 stamps and it's $13.99. It's pretty much £1 a stamp. Now, we also have this one, which is always very, very popular, which was designed by Pete. We've got All I Want for Christmas Is You. We've got Deck the Halls, Let It Snow, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, Here Comes Santa Claus, Following Yonder Star, May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. We've got Jingle All the Way, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, Walking in a Winter Wonderland, Joy to the World, and It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year as well. Again, really nice how you have the deeper and darker big word and then the sort of lighter ones that are leading into it.
It's nice, isn't it? I'm so happy that we managed to get Pete to do sentiments, because I don't know if you know the story behind these. For years, Pete's always just done his own sentiments on the computer.
Okay.
And then every time we do a show, or every time I share anything on social media, I'd always get messages, where's that stamp from? And I'd have to say, oh, Pete just makes his own. So finally, we got him to actually make some stamps for us all.
So good. And they're really good as well, so we're going to have to get him to do more. Then we also have this as well, separately as well, which is your embossing powders. But you can see that they are all in a lovely mix of colours that we've got. So obviously you often see like your whites or your blacks, for example, but it's the fact you've got your pinks, you've got your vivid deep greens, you've got the beautiful sort of deep oranges, you've got the pinks as well, and the kind of more limey tones. So a lovely, lovely mix across all of those for you to be able to get. £25.99 is the price of that. It's 5-pack and they're all 12 grams each as well, so you get a lot of your embossing powder in each of those. But if you would like to get all 3 of them, then we do also have a bundle, so you can either go individually and get exactly what you'd want, or you can get all 3 of these options. So 2 fantastic stamp sets, as well as 5 embossing powders in a great mix of colours that you can get. £52, that should be the price point that we're sitting at, but again, what we will do is take this down as low as we possibly can. £39.99 for you to be able to get that today. So really, really good saving. Over £10 are taken off of that, and that's so many sentiments, as well as the embossing powders in colours that we can't normally offer to you either, which is absolutely fabulous. Now, we also have the options to get that stamp and stencil tool that is back in stock that you just saw Sharon using. It's been a while since we've been able to bring this actual one to you. Every time we seem to bring it onto a show, it just sells out. And we have to wait for it to have more allocations for the show.
Yeah, we're always waiting for it to come back.
Yeah, and it's just brilliant, isn't it? You know, you get your perfect precision stamping. You've got that tool, of course, that just slots onto this as well, so that you know that you can always get your stencils perfect as well. You can go back in with them as well as with your stamps. You don't require, of course, any magnets, because you have got that sticky grid sheet, which again makes it easy to align your cards. Non-slip on the base as well, so you've got all of that stability. And it's really nice that it's on that hinge system, so you can actually fit the likes of your 12 by 12 papers in, because there's no edges, but you can take that hinge off as well. Plus, don't forget that it works with other things. I mean, we've got the stamp and spin.
Yeah. The most recent addition is the Studio range from Physics, which is kind of mixed media. And there's an adapter to go on the hinge for this, so that you can use it with your art journals and great big chunky books. So, and I'm sure there's more things in the pipeline.
In the future, yeah. So it's almost like the starter, isn't it, to use everything else as well, while still really giving you that perfect precision with your stamps and your stencils. That's £44.99 if you'd like to jump in and get that. We've not got any shrink plastic left, but we do have the accessories kit with your shrink plastic. I think again there's the option to get it on its own or with the heat tool. So this is $16.99 on its own. This is so good. I love shrink plastic, but what I always find usually is with the heat tool, you're then trying to get it on other angles to get it uncurl and flip back.
There's that fear, isn't there?
Yeah, it almost disappears. It like runs off from you, and you're like, come back.
And most of the time, you just keep the heat on it, and it does level out. But every now and then, it sticks.
Yeah, I had a flower and it was stuck, and that was it.
And this prevents that. This sells out every time.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I know lots of you might have been waiting for this.
Yeah.
But it's great because you've got the mat that you can do your heating on, which is going to protect your table. then that funny thing that looks like a sort of tennis racket is heat-proof. So it will go over your shrink plastic and you heat through it, which means it limits how much your shrink is going to curl up on itself.
Yes.
And then that turquoise-looking thing, I call it the stomper.
Yeah.
That's silicone. So once you've finished heating your shrink plastic, you can stomp it with that, and it'll really flatten it out perfectly for you.
Press down on it, and all the instructions there, so if you are gifting it to somebody, you can see exactly how to use it. But honestly, it just makes it so much easier. So that's £16.99 on its own. We are down to single figures, so if you want that, we've not got very many of those left at all. But we also have a chance with a bundle where you've got this with your heat tool as well. So obviously, with that heat tool, you're going to be using it for your shrink plastic, but also for so many other things, you're embossing.
For everything, yeah. And the beauty of the Sizzix heat tool is it's got 2 settings.
Fab.
I tend to use the lower heat setting with shrink plastic because I don't want it to curl up too quickly.
Yeah.
I also use the lower setting if I'm just drying an inked background.
Yeah.
I don't want my card to warp.
No.
So I'm going to come in with a lower heat. But then if you're heat embossing with embossing powder, you want the full on. Yes. So you've got the full heat for that. So it's great to have the 2 settings.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got that, and there's a bit of a discount on that as well to £37.99. That's if you want the duo together. Gloria, hello. Can you tell me if you get a wax seal embossing folder on their own, please? No, we haven't. They're not available on their own. If it was on its own, it'd be £30. That would be to just get the wax seal one that we've got. But we don't have enough to go around, so we've only got it available in the bundle. Obviously, that would come with that. But I mean, it's only £9.99 if you want to guarantee it, so that you would get that. But then you'd also, of course, get the secondary one with the switchlets, and then of course you'd get your luster waxes as well. If you wanted to, say if you already got the other bits or you didn't want the other bits, for that £10 you could always gift them on or something like that if you wanted to, I would say.
Yeah, great. I mean, any crafter would appreciate those as gifts.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody always wants their luster waxes, but we just hadn't got enough to be able to obviously do them individually as well as in a bundle, and we thought most people are going to want that price, to be honest, to get everything.
Yeah,
so.
it's such a great deal to get all of it.
Yeah, so that is there for you, but yeah, we don't have it individually. We do have the luster wax individually, so if you want extras of them, then you can come in and get those. They are £9.99 each. So we've got the silver, we've also got the gold for you to get them. So there's your gold. As you can see, they're great size pots as well. They're really easy, of course, to use. You don't need to use much of it at all. And you've got that, of course, at £9.99. And then you've got the silver as well. So you've also got the chance to be able to get your silver, and you can just see they just have lovely amount of light, don't they, that's coming off the
colour is lovely on them.
Yeah, they're just perfect colours, aren't they, for wax? Just make everything feel beautiful, and that step up as well. Now I've got another bundle that we're going to introduce to you as well, and this is including your Opulent cardstock, something that we can't ever actually keep in stock.
No, everyone loves the Opulent. I do too. The Opulent cardstock is such a nice. Well, it's opulent.
Yes, it is.
You've got 5 different finishes there, which I love because you've got glitter, you've got like a matte, then you've got a brushed metal, then you've got the sort of mirror finish, and then you've got a pearlescent.
Yes.
And the thing I love about the Sizzix, all of the Opulent range, is they're all classy.
Yes.
Because I've got to say, glitter cards, mirror cards can sometimes be a bit tacky, a little bit in your face, particularly with golds. If a gold is really yellow, it can be just a bit cheap looking. This is beautiful colour.
I think it's like the best.
It's non-shed as well, so you're not going to end up covered with glitter when you use it. And of course, A4 sheets, if you're die cutting with these, it's going to last you a long time.
100%. And then on top of having that, you also get 2 different die sets as well. So you are getting a lovely sort of mix of dies in these to be able to create the most gorgeous bits. So you've got your seasonal sketch, and you are also getting your Star Bright that we can see there as well. Now, this should be £53 if we were actually doing this at full price. And I'm just going to I know you can see on the front these, but just have a quick look, of course, at the quality of this card. Look at the difference of all of those different parts of the card as well, the different effects that obviously you get in these, which is just absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely fabulous. We then, of course, have those lovely die sets that you can see there. So look at what you can actually create in this. You're getting 8 dies all together. You've got your holly, you've got your beautiful kind of poinsettia that we can see on that one.
And that one's a Tim Holtz design.
It's really cool, isn't it?
I know lots of people
Yeah.
Love that.
Love.
And this is a Stacey one.
Yes.
This one doesn't have to be Christmas. Obviously, the sentiment is Christmassy, but the design itself is very sort of modern and kind of geometric.
It's very true, because that could be like a congratulations or you've passed your driving test or
and
anything
great
like that.
for cards for boys because it's quite masculine if you use masculine colours with it. And that star. Now, I've kept it simple there and literally just layered it up, but of course you can see you'll have fallout from all of those little sections, so you can colour paper piece back in if you want to create all sorts of geometric designs with that.
So two absolutely gorgeous, as you can see, die sets that we've got there, and then all of that Opulent cardstock that we've got as well. So it should be sitting at £53.97, but we are, of course, going to be wanting to take this to an even lower price for you to be able to get this, because we always love a bundle, don't we? That's always the best way to get the very best deals in terms of prices with these. So today we will be going lower on you being able to get all of this today, which is absolutely super. Lots of you already jumping in ahead, getting on the website to see everything else that you've got as well. And, you know, I always think with anything that we see like this Christmas, even if you've done all this year's Christmas crafting, it comes back next year, the year after, the year
definitely.
after.
And every year I tell myself, do you know what, next year I'm just going to make a couple of cards each month throughout the year, so I'm not left with this last minute panic, but it doesn't happen. But if you're like me, you're trying to convince yourself that you might, in January, just make a couple.
Yeah. So that price, 10 more seconds, and then it will, of course, go down for you to be able to get this. So again, you've got your glitter card, your matte card in this, you've got your brushed metal, you've also got your pearl and your mirror card, so all of that included. And £40 today for you to get all of that. It's basically like you're getting the Tim Holtz die set completely for free.
Wow, that is a good deal.
Yep, really lovely deal there. So a great chance for you to be able to get involved with that. Did you want to do a demo with it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Can I grab that stamp set back?
Yes, of course. There you go. Back it comes
first.
to you.
Thank you. We're going to make that card that you just showed, actually.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the sentiment first, because then I can arrange my kind of flowers around it.
Yeah.
And I've cut a piece of sort of a pale aqua card that's going to sit nicely on my card front.
Okay.
And I want quite a small sentiment. And that's the beauty of these sentiment sets. When you look at all of the Sizzix stamp sets, you always get a real mix of layouts and sizes. And I want something quite small to just go on the bottom here, so that I've got really all the space for the flowers. So that's going to fit really nicely at the bottom there. So I'm going to stamp this. Again, because I'm stamping a sentiment, I've put it in my platform. I can know that I'm straight before I even start. And then also, if I don't get this perfect, I can come back in. It's also great, actually, if your ink pads are a little bit dry, you can double stamp.
Okay.
There we go, so that's perfect. So I'll just give that a little clean. Put that away. So that's my sentiment done. And I'm going to pop this onto the card front, and then we can start to die cut the flowers. So let's move that out of the way. So I've got quite a small card front, and I'm just going to pop this on the side.
Yep.
This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, this card front.
Okay.
And I'm going to tape this on slightly to one side, and then I've got plenty of space to rearrange all my florals. This is Sizzix cardstock I'm using, and you'll notice that the texture's on this side because I was stamping a sentiment on it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of all of the Sizzix cardstock. It's got a smooth texture on one side and then the lovely linen on the other.
Okay.
So although the linen looks nicer, it's not great for stamping on. So I've been able to use the smooth side so that my sentiment looks perfect. So that's that. Let's show you the die set. Now this Tim Holtz set is fabulous because you've got all the individual elements, which means you can kind of lay them out however you want to. And for each element, you get the flower itself, and then you get that lovely outline. So this will give you something to layer on top. You can cut this from red, and then this in gold looks really striking. And same with the leaves. You've got holly leaves, and I like the fact you've got one with 2 and one with 3 leaves, so they kind of make a nice feature.
Yeah. It has already sold out individually, so the only way at the moment to be able to get this is as part of the bundle.
And then you've got the piece that lays on top. I don't know where my other die is. It's probably on here somewhere. Oh, it's still in the packet maybe. So I have already done a little bit of this to save time. Now, quite often I would cut these from red and green card, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit today and just do something a little bit different. So I have created some backgrounds. So this is just oxide inks. I've picked 2 reds, 2 greens, and just spritz them all over the card, because that way I'll get a bit of texture. Now, if you're someone like me that quite often just makes backgrounds and then puts them aside, this is the time to get them out, because you know you can use them and it'll just give a bit of a variation. So I can look at this and I want to make sure, like here I've got light green and then light red and then dark. So pop your flower somewhere where you're going to see some variation in colour, and then we'll run that through. And then we'll do the same with the leaves. So there's my lovely red poinsettia. And you can see, got that nice dark here, light there, just a bit of variation. So that's going to go there.
Lovely.
And then the solid leaf, we've got one with 3 leaves, one with 2, so we'll cut both of those. This green has got loads of different colours in, because I use oxide sprays. Where they've kind of mixed, you get that real oxidisation, and I've really got like a sort of turquoise coming through here. And then some of this almost looks brown, so I've got a really, really nice mix of variety there. So we'll just cut those. And that's going to give me... I did these beforehand just so they were totally dry. But
that's better, isn't it?
I literally just spritzed some water on the top and let them dry. And of course, I've just done one of each. You could do as many as you want. If you're making a bigger card and you want to fill a bigger area, you could do kind of 3 flowers would look lovely. So that's my solid pieces. And then I have already die cut all of the detail bits, and I've done them from the gold opulent.
Okay, lovely.
I've also actually done the berries. So we've got berries.
And again, we've not got the gold opulent, I don't believe, on its own in terms... Oh, we do! I thought we hadn't. We have. Oh, that's a nice little treat, isn't it?
Oh.
So, yeah, if you do want to get that gold opulent cardstock on its own or the white on its own, then you can do that as well, which is always another way to be able to get them.
So the layers that go on top, it's totally up to you how you want to do them. I'm just going to grab a pair of tweezers. You can do them perfectly, or you can offset them a little bit. I quite like them a little bit offset, and I actually just like to glue them in the centre. So let's start with the flower, because that's probably the easiest one to start with. Now, to work out which way, there's one petal that's like a double one. So I can see that's there. So you can line it up, and it will fit perfectly over. So you can glue it down like that and have a perfect alignment. I do quite like it to be a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue, and I'm only going to glue the centre because I also want a bit of shadow. So I'm quite happy for it to sort of lift up a little bit. So if I just put some glue in the centre, and then I come back and I'm looking for that double leaf to know that I'm kind of about right. And then I'm just going to stick that down without worrying if it's too perfect, because I want to kind of lift the gold up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
It gives it a nice feel then. So that can go on, and I'm just going to pop that on a foam pad so that I've got room to tuck my leaves underneath it. So if I just put a bit of foam in the centre underneath, and then you can always bring in your leaves just to check your placement, but I'm going to kind of have mine going like so. So if my floral goes there, then the leaves have got plenty of space to fit around it. So it's the same thing with these, one for each. And with these, I'm just going to glue them at the base so that they kind of lift up a bit. So I'm just going to put glue at the bottom. and then pinch them together. Like so. And just give that a little pinch where the glue is, and then I can lift up the gold a little bit, which I think looks really nice.
Yeah.
So we'll do the same with this one. Like so. And then line it up, oops, line it up with the bottom and just pinch that glue.
Okay.
And then I like the height of having the gold.
Yeah, I do.
And then you can just tuck it in. So we'll just put some glue underneath and pop that under there. The gold is what really sets it off, I think. And that's that Opulent. I've used the mirry sort of colour. There we go. And then I've also got some berries. So they've got a gold piece to go over the top as well. And it's easy to line these up because you can see one berry is kind of quite a bit bigger than the others. So you can just look for that one and line that up. And it gives a lovely detail. Now, if you don't want so much sort of bling, of course, you could always do this top layer in a darker red.
Yeah.
And I think we'll pop the berries. Let's pop the berries here. So they're kind of just tucked underneath. Like so. And I think that's a really kind of quite striking card, isn't it, with the gold.
Just lovely, it really is. So you can see that, and we have got that bundle, of course, where you can create that. You do also get that lovely star die as well as the Opulent cardstock as well. We did make it available for you to get the gold Opulent cardstock on its own as well. Now, just to let you know, with any of the Opulent cardstocks, you do get the different types of cards. So I just wanted to get one of each of these out for you as well, because as you can see, you get the lovely glitters, you get mattes, you get brushed metals, you get pearls, and you get mirror card. You can see that this one here, you do get the double-sided, of course, on that one as well. So all 5 of these different cardstocks will be coming to you. We have got that discounted today to £14.99. That's for 50 sheets that you are getting as well of that gold Opulent cardstock. We do have it in a few other colours as well that is available, so I will run through those. Rose gold's actually my favourite.
Mine too.
Is it yours?
And it's the rose gold that always sells out.
Yeah. And you can see as you kind of look down the side there, all those different different cardstocks. They're just brilliant. It's just a really lovely, isn't it?
The thing about the rose gold as well, you know, I've got a lot of rose gold jewellery.
Yeah.
This is proper rose gold. Sometimes with cards, they make rose gold a bit too pink.
I know what you mean. Yes, yeah.
And it doesn't look gold as such. It just looks like a metallic pink. So this I love. It's a proper rose gold.
Look at that, 5 different card types that you've got 50 sheets all together with these also. And you are getting it today at $14.99. Always sells out at $19.99, and yet we're still giving it another £5 discount to get that. 29p a sheet for you to be able to get it. Then we have your opportunity to get your ivory as well. So if you are wanting to go for like your most sort of exclusive, expensive, whether you're thinking your wedding stationery, your christenings, anything like that, then that is another really lovely opportunity. We're looking at about 250 GSM as well with this, and you can see there all 5 of the different cardstocks are have been popped out of this to be able to show you exactly what you've got just there as well. Lovely sort of sparkle that we actually get on that when you get that home as well. You can see that sort of glitter that's just popping out of this, and again it's down to £14.99. Captivating when it catches the light, I think, with all of the different cardstock.
Yeah, I think the ivory is very much for Christmas. You're going to be using it.
Yeah.
There's a high gloss one in there, which I've never seen anything like it in any other sort of card, because it is just like enamel.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
So it's quite cool for different.
Really
if you're doing
is.
cards for men and you just want something. It's a bit more subtle than metallic, isn't it?
Definitely. And I think that one works really well with the charcoal. It just kind of crosses over. If you want to go for something that is totally different, I think the ivory and the charcoal do actually look really nice together.
They do, and the charcoal is beautiful. Some of the metallics, when the light hits them, have almost got like a lilac sort of...
Yes, like you can see that on the mat, can't you? And the brushed metal.
When the light bounces off. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Less sort of harsh than black.
Definitely.
It's got that lovely, again, it's an expensive looking.
Yeah, it feels glitzy, it feels glamorous, I think, as well. And again, you can see all 5 of those different cardstocks. We just tilt down on that, your glitter, your matte, you've got that lovely brushed metal. We've also got your pearl, and then you get your mirror card. 50 sheets, once again, down to $14.99. Finally, in terms of the Opulent cardstocks, we've got your silver. So you can see that we've got, again, all 5 of those different cardstocks that we have. And silver and gold, I mean, they're your go-tos.
They're your go-tos, and I use them all year round because I do quite like, if I'm die cutting a sentiment, I like to use a silver or gold. Yeah. It just sets your card off and just gives it, you know, if you're making someone a birthday card and it's
it does, doesn't it?
Or you want a little bit of...
Definitely. So you've got that. A few other cardstocks as well. So we did bring in your smooth white cardstock. So if you're wanting to get this, always need to have it, of course, in your stash. You know you're getting that really good quality with Sizzix as well. And this is 60 sheets that you've got in this. So a huge amount that you've actually got to be able to get home and start crafting with as well. So that is there for you. If you would like your festive colours, then we have got your cardstock pack that you can see here. You've got 10 different colours in this. We've got your black, we've got your pine cone, your hollyberry, your crimson, your pink fizz, peppermint, fir tree, sage, mistletoe green and white. So it's a really lovely sort of mix of colours, 216 GSM as well, so a nice cardstock weight.
It is, and of course, as I mentioned, you've got the linen texture on one side, smooth on the other. The colours, don't just think of Christmas, because we've called it a festive pack, but they're great for all of your florals and things. The other thing what I love is you've got classic there and you've got modern, because the modern you've got that lovely the peppermint and the hot pink, but then for more classic you've got your reds and your greens.
Yeah, it's very true.
And if you remember, we looked at the embossing powders a few minutes ago, they're the same colours.
Ah, I see.
So
you've got the embossing
you'll
powders
recognise the
over.
names, and of course it does mean they're going to coordinate beautifully together.
Which is great, isn't it? And that's 60 sheets, £12.99. Let me then come across, this is the first time I've seen this, Opulent cardstock pack.
Yes, it's a festive one to go.
I've not seen this one.
No, it's,
I like
it's fabulous. So from the plain colours we've looked at, they've picked out the white, the red and the greens.
Wow.
And you've got pearlescent and glitter there in each of those
really
colours.
Lovely, isn't it?
So the colours will tie in to match the plain card.
Yeah.
So you can put on the card, you know, you can mat and layer with plain card as well.
Okay.
I will mention the white glitter in this is different than the ivory glitter in the Opulents, because this one's got like an iridescence to it.
Oh, right, lovely.
It's got more colours bouncing out of it.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see all of those, the 4 festive colours, but as we said just there, in those 2 different types of cardstock as well, that pearl and a glitter. And it's down again to $14.99. I love all the Opulent cardstock, but I've not seen that one before. We've got some pattern papers, I think, available as well. Haven't got these in the studio, but we can make that live for you, of course, on the website for you to be able to get this. £29.99 for you to get these, and they are an 80 pack, okay, so you're getting 80 sheets of this. They are your A4 festive papers. You can see a mix, of course, of what you will be getting in there.
You've got some lovely designs in here. They're double-sided, and again, back to the cardstock we've already looked at, the colours match.
Amazing.
So the sort of teal colour in here does match the peppermint in the cardstock we just looked at. So you can mix and match the patterns with the plains that we've just looked at.
Yeah, lovely. And that's $24.99. Now, we have just managed, this had sold out completely on its own, the Tim Holtz die set. What we've managed to do is we've managed, because we had so many messages in of people saying, I've missed out, I've missed out. We've just managed to kind of move the bundle around a little bit. So we had a big amount of stock in the bundle. So we've kept the bundle there, but we have managed to take a few out of it so that you could jump in and get this as well. It's at a really, really good price of £13.99. Obviously, you saw this being used by Sharon as well, and that is the kind of thing that you can create. I mean, it's just a beautiful die set, isn't it?
It's really beautiful. I mean, you saw how quick and easy that card was to make, and actually, if you use red card instead of inking up a background, as I did, it would be even quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a really lovely design. I think who wouldn't like to receive that card?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just so
and I think poinsettia is, you know, your holly. It's just what everybody loves
Classic,
to use,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, don't have a vast amount of those. So to Linda, Susan, Deborah, Crafters, Mary, Janet, John, Lee, everybody else coming through. Janet, do take advantage because we've only been able to move a limited amount of stock because obviously we still want the bundle available as well because a lot of you were still coming through for that. But we just wanted to give you the extra option of being able to get this. So do jump in and get it whilst you can. If you want the bundle though, it will come of course with this. It will also come with that Stacey Parks star die set that we've got, and it comes with the gold Opulent cardstock. So I can just put it back on. There you go. I just took that. Oops, took that off to see it. So you can see we've got all of that that's there for you to be able to get that at $39.99. There's one other bundle as well that we'll be talking about a bit later, of course, in the show. But I'll just give you a quick introduction to that because this is your snowflakes that you're about to get. It's an absolutely beautiful bundle, isn't it? This?
It is really, again, kind of classics. And I will do some demos in the next show with these. But you've got 2 different stamp sets with beautiful snowflakes. You've got lovely sentiments in there. And then the die set is an Eileen Hull one, which is beautiful. You've got a lovely wreath, big, bold snowflake, and that lovely little cardinal sat there. It's a really fun set, that one.
Isn't it? And nice to be getting a couple, you know, your crystal glazes and your crystal pieces that you can see there as well. Straight down to $39.99. I'll just show you a few examples of what you might want to create from this as well, because you might want to do something like that. Or we've got another lovely little sample that we can see there. Or finally, you might want to do something like that as well. So that is £39.99. As we say, we'll be seeing more of that on your later shows, but I just wanted to give you a quick heads up about that as well. Do remember that we are doing bingo, okay? So if you have seen any sort of random pictures coming up, do look for them. We need 9, and then once we've showed all 9, send in a message to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk saying Snow Day Bingo, and that will then guarantee that one of you is going to get £25 credit just because there's some snow today, because why wouldn't we do that? The Tim Holtz die has sold out for a second time. We did move as much stock there as we could because obviously we don't want to stop people getting the bundle, but we just say well done for jumping in. Just to remind you, because this was very popular as well, that if you would like to come through, it's an absolutely incredible price that we went to with the switchlits. It does mean that with both of these you will be getting your switchlits, which is your embossing folder that has your magnets in, so you can then get your dies, which actually you can switch in and out depending on which shapes you would like to do, which Christmas trees you would like to do with the second embossing folders. And they both come with your luster waxes in silver and gold. And it is a better than half price deal, which is so good. I mean, $39.99.
It's great value for those.
Isn't it? And when you look at that card, you know, that you made as well, it's just so beautiful what you could do. But then to actually have those waxes to finish off your envelopes, I think they just look so much more supreme.
It's such a nice finishing touch for your Christmas cards. And of course, because you've got a bow, you can also use it for birthdays and all sorts.
Of course you can.
But yeah, it's a nice finishing touch.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's £39.99. So if you'd like to get that massive, massive well done. You're back at 5, aren't you?
Back at 5, yes.
Lovely. So do join us at 5 o'clock. And of course, you will be getting to see more, especially of that that kind of bundle with the snowflakes and other bits that we haven't quite had time to fit into this show. Keep looking out for bingo. Let us know when you've seen all 9 of those images. And of course, we will announce the winner just before 5 o'clock at the end of our show before Dave takes over. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Sharon back at 5. I am up with something brand new right after the break. We've got Francoise here from Creative Expressions. We'll see you in a second with that.
Here at HobbyMaker, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and checkout and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Shopping made easy at HobbyMaker.
The holiday spirit is in the air, and it's time to bring out your creativity for our Christmas tree decoration competition. This year, we invite you to design an ornament that will adorn the HobbyMaker Christmas tree, showcased live on air from our studio. Let your imagination shine and showcase your love for crafting. Your Christmas tree decorations should be no larger than 4 inches and designed to hang securely on the tree. There will be 24 lucky winners revealed each day during the countdown to Christmas. And if your design is selected, it will proudly hang on our studio tree for everyone to admire. Winners will receive a surprise Christmas present, perfect for adding to your craft stash. The closing date is Friday the 22nd of November, so get crafting and good luck.
Never miss a show by watching on the go with our brand new HobbyMaker app. Head over to your app store now and search HobbyMaker and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today's button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. So never miss a show by watching on the go with our brand new HobbyMaker app.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Registering for a HobbyMaker account on our website couldn't be easier. Head over to hobbymaker.co.uk and click on Register Now. Type in your preferred email address, create a password of your choice, and we just ask you for a few simple details. Click on Create Account and then away you go. Within your account setting, you can view your order history, address and card details and items in your basket. Shopping made easy with HobbyMaker.
Are you having trouble finding the perfect gift? Then why not treat them to the new gift card from HobbyMaker at hobbymaker.co.uk. Simply scroll down to the bottom where it says gift cards, click and you'll be taken to the right place. Decide between posting the card or delivery by email, and then decide how much you want to add. You choose the value. So what do you get the crafter that's got everything? Why not treat yourself or them to the HobbyMaker gift card?
Hello, hello, hello. Right, so here's Francoise. It's always quite a nice treat for me when we get creative expressions a bit earlier in the day on a Tuesday, because often they're in the later shows, like after 5 o'clock. So I so rarely get to do.
I was going to say, I think it's
now.
quite a while since we've been on together, actually.
Yeah, it always feels like it's earlier on the Wednesday, but I don't work Wednesdays.
And it's nice to catch up.
Yeah, so I was really excited when we saw that on our poll. And we have a most amazing brand new collection as well.
Yes, we do, actually. A bit of monster fun.
Yeah. I just think it's so different to anything that I've ever seen before. Like, there's just it's expression, you know, it's fun, it's vibrant. I just think it's absolutely brilliant.
No, it was a sort of quite a... You know, when you design the stamps, you sort of come up with these ideas and you're never too sure, you know. I felt with this one, it was taking a little bit of a gamble because it's completely out of the ballpark.
Yeah, 100%, but I love that.
In the sense of it's sort of about monsters, but cute, nice monsters, but not necessarily childlike monsters.
No, exactly.
To me, it's a little bit like a history of the different monsters that we've had on television, furry monsters and things.
Yeah.
You know, right through from some of the Disney characters and things.
Yes, 100%. I feel like you could do, you know, illustrations of these storybooks. You could do anything like that as well if you wanted to.
Yes,
they're just
obviously
brilliant.
you've got them all in individual sets, but you can put them together like some of our design team have done as well, which is absolutely brilliant.
So we have got everything on the website. Now, there's so many ways to get these today as well, because we have got all of them available individually. We've then got 2 smaller bundles, which kind of include a couple of, like, 4 different stamp sets. We have the stencils as individuals as well. And then we have everything. So if you want to go for the whole lot and get absolutely everything, then we have a great discount, of course, on that as well. So if you just click on Coming Up on Today's Show, then you will see everything that is available, of course, from this show. Now, just before we do introduce all of that and bring the prices down, we are just going to start with some ink pads, because of course you're going to want ink pads to work with this. You're going to want ink pads really generally to work with everything, I think. And there's something that's been done with the Simon Hurley Ranger ink pads, which nobody thinks is right. We still don't think it's right, but it's still there, the price. So we're like, well, while it's there, let's do this. It's an amazing, amazing deal. Now, £7.99 for one of these, I think, is brilliant.
It is, because they're good quality ink pads as well. And you've got, you know, when you talk about brands, Ranger is one of those top brands for ink pads.
As soon as you hear the name, you just know the quality, don't you?
And everybody will recognise Ranger.
Yes,
so.
Definitely. And today, though, you can get 3 for £11.99. So 1 for £7.99. It just makes me wonder whether it was meant to say 2 for £11.99, because that just would make more sense. But no, it's still happening. But it makes them half price today. So should be looking at £24. You can get 3 for £12. I mean, basically, it means you buy one for your £8 and you get your other 2 for £2 each.
That's the value is absolutely terrific.
Isn't it unbelievable? I will let you know what colours we have. I know that Crown Me and Tropical Tango have almost sold out, so if you do want those, then do, of course, just ensure that you take advantage, of course, of those ones as quickly as you can. So we've got your Bee Sting, that's available. We've also got Rosy Cheeks, just such a lovely kind of mix of colours, isn't there? We've got your Piggyback as well, that we can see just there.
And I can say that the colour on the cover is actually fairly true to the colour of the ink pad as well. So what you're seeing on the screen, and I think what I really like as well about them, sorry, I'm butting in.
No, don't worry.
Is that you know, you get 2 different pinks there.
Yes.
In most collections, you end up with one pink.
Yeah,
so
that's true,
you've got sort of different colour shades, so you can almost make yourself, you know, like you have a box of crayons with all the different colours of the rainbow. You can do the same with these ink pads.
Yeah, which is such a nice thing, isn't it, to be able to do with that. You're overzealous, so you've got your greens that you're seeing just there as well. They've got really nice names, haven't they, as well?
They have. The names are really good fun. And in a funny sort of way, sometimes they don't actually even imply maybe that it's a green, but you automatically... It goes with that colour.
Yes, I mean, slippery when wet. You wouldn't know what colour that was going to be. Another super name. You've got Guppy as well, that you can see there with more of the oranges. How about this? Yeah, I think James loved that one, did he? The grower. Over the Moon, we have that one as well. We've also got your Remember Me, that you can see just there. And like Francoise was saying, it's nice then have that kind of other colours, say something like the Clear Skies, which then you've got 2 completely different tones.
You've got 2 different blues.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows a little bit about colour mixing, things like, well, the primary colours, the red, the yellow and blue, you cannot mix. They have to come already as they are.
Yes,
You can't mix it from the other colours.
Create them,
They're the primary colours, that's why they call that mix all the other colours.
Yes, yeah.
So you need to always have plenty of yellows, so plenty of blues and plenty of reds.
Yeah, and then the others you can kind of mix together to make different shades as well. Your Crown Me, that one is one of the limited ones. We also have Triple Berry that you can see just there. We've got Traffic Cone and we've got Later Gator. This has been on once before this deal and people were going for kind of all 15 or 16 sort of choices. We didn't think it was right when that happened on the show last week. It's still in. This price is still there. So we were just like, let's just put it back on. Let's just give people the chance again. We still don't feel like it should be right. But if you add 3 into your basket, you can see it automatically takes the price down to £4 each. Now, they should be £7.99. If you were on a normal day, of course, buying 3 of these, you'd be looking at £24. But you are getting them for £11.99.
You might have bought 3 last week with James.
Yeah, go for another 3.
And you might go for another 3 today because I'm going to be using them throughout my demos.
Fabulous, yeah.
Over
the
today and
perfect
tomorrow.
For this, aren't they?
So, yeah.
So yes, we just wanted to get those introduced to you and let you know what a great deal we have on them. But now let's come across to the bundle, shall we? Now we've got the I Want It All bundle, which is where you can get everything. So it is all 8 of the stamp sets and 2 stencils that we've got there as well. I mean, I just love it. I really do. I love that we've got the really sort of large monsters, but then we've got the splots to go with it. We've got the words to go with it. We've got the backgrounds.
Yeah, you've got everything that combines together.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
I have focused on birthdays, so you've got a set of birthday words.
Great.
But they're individual words, so you can make up your own little verse if you want to.
Yeah.
And I've tried, when there's space, to include some wording with each of the monsters.
Yeah.
The only one, I did do with the block monster. I've got grr, you know.
Okay.
But there's all sorts of great little phrases using the word, you know, you're monsterific, that sort of thing as well.
Definitely.
And then you can obviously combine them.
Yes, they work so well,
to make
don't
scenes if you want to,
Yeah,
with all of the
absolutely.
monsters.
I mean, that what we're seeing just there, it's just brilliant, this box that's kind of
by
been
one of our design teams, Sheila,
super,
who's
isn't
really... it's absolutely brilliant. It shows how you can sort of mix and match them.
Definitely, absolutely. So if you did want to get all of it, you're actually going to get 64 stamps in total. You are also... Bless me, I could tell I was going to sneeze. I was like, is it coming? Is it not coming? Who knows? Yes, there it is. So 64 stamps in total that you're getting. And then, of course, 2 really amazing stencils that you're seeing. And you can see that, obviously, with the stencil, with the blotting, you've also got that kind of inner
yes,
as well.
I specifically, when I designed it, I said, can we please keep the inside piece? Because otherwise they'd just cut that anyway, would throw it away.
Yes, that's such a waste.
So it's a waste. And obviously you can use it's sort of inner and outer, isn't it?
Yeah, which I really like. So, the 2 options.
It's sort of really nice. You can do some really lovely backgrounds with that as well.
Yeah. It's super. So if you want to get all of it, and we will be having a flick through it and seeing samples in a moment, you don't need to pay £66.92, OK? Instead, we are going to take a big chunk out of that, £54.99. So it's a 17% saving if you want to get absolutely everything that we have there. And it's on a 2-way split pay, so it actually means you can take it home for less than £28, which is just super for the amount that you're actually getting in this. Now, let's see this in sort of depth, shall we? Now, we have got 2 smaller bundles as well. So if you want the smaller bundles, I'll show them in the right order so that you could get them that way if you wanted to. Now, this is your monster gallery, OK, that you've got just here. One of my favourites, I have to say, the fact that you are getting all 6 of those gorgeous sort of stamps that we've got there as well of the different images.
So you can obviously use them as one panel.
Yes,
or
exactly.
You can chop them up and use them individually.
Yep.
And
super.
The other thing we need to mention about this collection is you can colour, this is the beauty of this, you can colour your monsters whatever colour you want.
Of course you
so
can.
It's not restrictive and you don't have to even really think about it.
No,
You
and
can
such a
just
good price, £7.99
You can just have
as well.
lots and lots of fun.
Yeah.
The Monster Gallery has been one of the, because this collection launched last week and this has been one of the most popular ones out of the collection.
Yeah. It's already selling. Should we look at a couple of samples
So,
then from this?
like I was saying, you can use... there we go. You can use you can use them individually if you want to. You can have one single image and make quite a large card out of it if you want to as well. And you can have whatever colour monsters you want. So this is what I've done with
That's cool, isn't it? That one.
all of them.
Yeah.
On there, and we've got in the background. We've got the monster skin, which is one we'll look at. This is another one using the whole panel.
Yeah.
And we've got this die coming up in the show as well. And then another one. There's quite a few here from Siobhan. I must mention her because she's done a fantastic job. She's also done, which I don't know whether we'll be able to show it. I've laid it out. She's done an amazing bunting.
Yeah, we can hold it up.
With each of those individually.
Yeah, it's very clever to do the bunting as well that we'll have a look at. So if you just want that is £7.99. We are already over allocated on that one individually, so you've got to be quick if you want to get that one. Now this is the block monster. This is another one that's been incredibly popular immediately. But you were saying this one we've got to sort of, you've got to think about it a little bit more.
You've got to be a little bit more creative with this one because. You can play around. It's one that sort of, when I was designing
great, this one.
I might be showing my age here.
Go on.
But I was, it reminded me a bit of a program that was called Art Attack.
Oh yeah, I used to watch that. Yeah.
And and it's the sort of thing that he used to do on the show.
Yeah.
So, but you can use part of it, or you can use the whole of it. you can also coordinate it with one of the splat stencil, the big block stencil that we've got as well. So just so that you know that.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you don't actually even use the blot itself, you can actually just use the mouths and the eyes and just die cut some shapes.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. So
yeah, so we'll have a look at a couple of samples with that one as well. 20% of that stock's gone.
So let's get this the right way up.
Super. Yeah.
So that's one where I've combined it with the stencil, so you can see. So you can have fun, you know, putting as many eyes as you want on there. There's another one here as well. And what I like to do as well is use part of it. So down the bottom, I've used just a section of it, and it looks like a totally different monster.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So that's another one.
Yeah.
And then this is an amazing sample by Diane.
That's cool, isn't it?
It's one of these little kinetic type ones
where
it's like a spinner.
That's really cool.
I've got to get it to sort of come back up and then spin.
Yeah.
But you get
just
the idea.
Yeah, very good.
From that. And I love how she's used the little eyes.
Yeah, all
in
the way
slots.
around.
And then we've got another different one.
Super.
With the blues.
It's lovely. So that again, £7.99. Lots of you with that in their baskets. Then we'll come to Thank You Monster that we've got just here. And this has got your With Love, it's got your Thank You, it's got your With Love for You. And then you've got that really fabulous image there. And then a couple of, you know, you've got your hearts, you've got your extra kind of stamps that we can see with that one as well. So a really nice one, this one.
Yeah, it's, I decided, I know that the theme is mainly birthday, but I decided that you could actually show that some of the monsters can be used for other things. They don't just have to be used for birthdays. And this is sort of like a cute little little boy.
You can almost cross that off as a robot as well. You know,
yeah,
people who
as
love
a
robots.
robot.
Yeah.
It reminded me a bit of, you know, like when you play as a kid and you make holes in a box and you put the box on top of your head.
Definitely. Yeah.
So it was reminiscent of that.
Yeah, which is fun.
And he's got a flower. So you can have him as a birthday monster, or you can have him as a thank you monster.
We'll have a look at a couple of samples of that one.
So this is a nice one that's been done on white vellum, which is quite unusual, but
really
it shows,
nice.
it makes it sort of less rusty and more fresh.
Yeah.
This is one that I've done, which I've combined. I've used the eyes from the block monster.
And that's what's nice, where it can actually
you can sort of cross over and mix them around a little bit.
Which one's sold out, sorry, already? Okay, Monster Gallery's gone individually already.
And that's another one in a completely different colourway.
Yeah, that's really
The
nice
one I showed you before, I used part of the little monster. This one I've used the whole of the monster.
Yeah, super.
You can go, like I said, for whatever colourways you want. So this is another one by Diane, where she's used our Cosmic Shimmer metallic paints.
Brilliant.
For that one.
Yeah.
And then this is a real wow.
Isn't it?
Because of the
Look at
colours. But
Yeah,
this is what I was saying to you about doing whatever colours you want.
Yeah, 100%.
And I love how she's used these stencil splat on the frame
nice,
as well.
which we'll be coming to in a moment. We've then also got the paint blots that you can see here, which again works perfectly with all of these, but it would work obviously individually as well if you just wanted to create backgrounds or anything like that as well. So nice to have that as a mix also. So we've got those, and that's just £4.50. Now, if you do want to get this kind of like part of the bundle rather than the all I want it all, you can get that, which is your paint splots. Okay, this is your blot monster bundle. You can also, of course, get this one, which is your Thank You Monster, where you might be doing something like that. Also, as part of this bundle, you are getting your Blot Monster, where you can build it up in any way you want, something like that. And then you've got your Monster Gallery, which you can't now get individually, but you can get, of course, as part of this bundle. So that is those 4 of your stamp sets, £24.99, so another lovely discount that we've got on that one. We then have more. So let's come to this. So this one I think is going to be very popular as well. This is your birthday tape words that you've got. So you've got birthday, you've got happy, you've got belated, wishing you a, you've got fun-filled special day, you've got your star there, you've got, you know, have, best, boy, girl, very brilliant. So you can really create your own sentiments, of course, with this. 24 stamps for £7.99, which is brilliant.
It's ridiculous. And I just wanted to mention very quickly that some people, because I know that some people have quite a lot of woodware stamps in their collection. Yeah. And I have another set which came out, must be about a year and a half ago, which is a love set, which is in that style.
So it would work together?
It would work together.
Amazing. Really good.
And there will be hopefully a few more to come.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's £7.99 if you want to get that one. We then have, this is really cool, this is the huge monster. Look at him, he is huge with his big eyes, his big teeth, his mouth. You also get in the splotch, get in the heart, and then you'll get in, it's your birthday, go wild, have a monster time, you're my favourite human. And you're 100% monsterific. So really lovely with that one. Great samples.
Yeah, so that shows you that him, or the huge monster used as a whole. You'll see on the samples, they've been coloured in loads of different ways, which is really, really great. And of course, like all the monsters that you'll find, you don't have to use the whole of the monster. So you can make a smaller card with just the top half. And I've used, the birthday words that you mentioned. I've strung them along on banners. His hands are deliberately empty,
so that you can put things
in them.
Yes.
So you can use the balloon from the birthday monster if you want to. You can put a punch flower, or if you've got some more stamps at home in your craft stash, and maybe you've got a beer can, you can put and make it a more adult themed card if you want to. There's another cute little one from Christine, and I love how she's used the
it's great.
Put it on on a wobbling spring.
Half the stock of this one individually has already gone as well. More of you in your baskets than availability.
That's another lovely. That's another one from. This is from Sheila. I recognise her painting style straight away, but I like how she's put it to one side and then brought in the stencil on the back. And then this one really goes to town because not only have you got it on a spring, but you've got a shaker card.
It's really clever, isn't it?
Do that. You can see that whatever he's eaten is moving around in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have this as well that's coming with it. So this is your birthday monster that you've got. You've got your happy birthday to you. You've got all of your numbers at the top. You've got have a monster of a birthday. You can see really cute with the party hat on. You've got your balloons as well. And of course, your bows that we're seeing with this one as well, $7.99.
So, so this was actually the creator of the collection because I started with this one, and then it grew from there.
How good that is.
But I'm going to, and this is the one I'm going to be doing on my first demo.
Okay, lovely.
To show you some ideas of what you can do.
Yeah.
But this card is great because it shows you more or less everything that's in the stamp set being used together. And you can see that the happy birthday to you can go inside the balloon
fits
as well.
Perfectly, doesn't it, with that? It's lovely.
This is one from done by Christine, but she's does really nice little dinky cards, which shows that you don't have to make a massive card.
Yeah.
Keep it quite simple. And then I love this one because he's like she's made it so that the legs. This is from Angie. The legs are like almost on springs. So he's bouncing up and down.
It's really cool.
And you can see all the different colourway. And this is really a different one as well. So, if you've got somebody in the family who's going to have a little baby girl and you want something that's really sort of
a nice idea,
really different and really out there, because sometimes, not everybody wants a cute and little baby card. They want something that's a bit more fun.
Yeah. We are very much over allocated on this. So to Adele, Janet, Leslie, Jane, Val, Sheila, everybody else in your baskets, if you want it to take advantage. I think that last one as well had the monster skin that you could kind of see, didn't it? Sort of joined in.
Yeah, you can. If I bring this back, if I bring these two back in, you can actually see it quite nicely.
It's lovely, isn't it?
On the edge.
Definitely.
That's it, on the edge of, and in the corner as well.
And again, brilliant price, £4.50 for you to get that. But again, we have another smaller bundle. So if you are thinking, well, I want all of the words, then that will come with this. If you do, of course, want to also get your huge monster, then you can. You can see the words and the huge monster being used on that one. You then also get your birthday monster, and you are going to get your monster skin as well. So 40 stamps in there for £24.99. Now, the other elements of this, we have got your stencils that are available as well. So we've got your funky swirls, and these only come as a duo, and we have got your splat. So if you want to get both of those together, you can do. And they're just brilliant, aren't they? Great big sizes where you can use all of it or just single elements.
Stencils are always sort of undersold a little bit, but they are like a good workhorse to use with your stamps. And with these, you're going to sort of have really good sort of funky backgrounds to go with your monsters.
A really good price, $8.99 for both. I mean, that's the price you'd often expect for one stencil.
Yeah, essentially as well, because you get the inner bit for the splat, it's almost like you're getting almost like 3 stencils.
It is, exactly. Yeah, definitely. So they're £8.99. But of course, if you want everything, where I know already over 20% of the stock has gone, then you can get the I Want It All bundle. So that is where you are getting all 8 of those stamp sets. Obviously, a few of the stamp sets have now sold out individually, so the only way you can get all of them is either in the smaller or the large bundle. And it also comes, of course, with both of those 2 stencils that we've got there. £54.99, so you've got the discount on that as well, 17% off. And if you want it on split pay, it's £27.49 for you to be able to get this. Shall we go to demo?
Are we ready?
Yeah, lovely. Let's.
I'm just going to move.
Do you want me to move them over
I'll
here?
bring you back these samples.
Yeah, that's fab. Then we can always flick through them again in a little bit.
Can't we?
Yeah.
So
many great samples.
So I'm going to start off with the birthday monster. Not because he's my favourite, but you know, I just thought I'd start with him anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is the card. I'll bring it in line.
Great, okay.
That I'm working towards.
Yeah, lovely.
And because I wanted to show you primarily as well how versatile they are.
Yes.
Because I think it's very easy just to look at the stamp set and say, okay, I'll just take that monster and then I'll stamp him in the middle, I colour him in, and then that's done. No, you can do so much more.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so you can have lots and lots of fun. But before I start quickly as well about saying what you can do, just to show you this one as well as a comparison.
Yeah.
On this one, I've cheated a little bit. I stamped his top at the top without his bottom half of legs, and then I stamped his legs at the bottom.
That's good.
And then with the pen, I joined it up so that he had extra long legs.
That's amazing. I love that.
And then you can stamp him coming in from either side as well.
Super. Yeah.
So lots and lots of fun. So let's get started. So, as I was saying, you've got all the different sort of ways that you can stamp him. So I'm going to go straight on. But if I move that around, when you're playing around with your stamps, this is the beauty of clear stamps, is you can see where you're going. So I could have him coming out of the card like that if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Or I could sort of put him to that side. I can even have him further down if you really want to.
Of course you could, yeah.
Sort
Just
of
use whichever bit you want.
Whatever bit you want. So we're going for him to be sort of roughly about there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to pick him up with my stamping platform. Yeah. I'm going to use black VersaFine ink because I want it to be waterproof.
Yeah.
Okay, just be careful when you come to inking up near the feet because we don't want to miss off his legs.
Yeah. We have now sold a third of the I Want It All bundle as well.
Okay, so he's coming down on here.
Fab.
I'm a bit of a cheat these days. I like to give my wrists a bit of a rest, so I use one of these.
Yeah, they are very helpful, aren't they? It's not
they
the
are.
same.
And you actually do get a more even print as well. So go for that. And there's my monster. Okay. Now, for colouring, what I'm going to do, let's take him off the platform so that stays out of the way. So for colouring, I'm going to use one of the ink pads that we have on the show today.
Okay, yeah.
That we talked about. I'm going to use the bee sting.
Lovely, yeah. Of course, we have got that amazing deal, if you have only just joined us, on those, where we're doing one at $7.99, but we're doing 3 at $11.99. So, yeah, half-price deal if you go for 3.
So, of course, it's an ink pad, but inside an ink pad, essentially, you've got a dye-based ink. You've got a liquid.
Yeah.
So you can use that liquid as a paint.
Yeah,
so,
of course you can.
So obviously you don't want to damage your ink pad. So the way to do this is to take your ink pad, and I'm taking one of the little blending mats that we've got on the show. We've got a pack of little blending mats and a pack of big blending mats, which we can mention later on.
Yeah, sure.
So what you can do is just put a little bit on your blending mat.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to bring a little bit of water. Let's bring my... You know, the funny thing is, when you create your sample for your demo, when you start demoing, for some reason, I need to go back and have a look at what I've done. What did I do? When I could just ad-lib, you know, I could just do what I want. But it's... so I'm just going to bring in a little bit of water.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to literally highlight. When I say highlight, I'm not going to fill the whole of our monster.
Okay.
This is a little tip. Sometimes when you're colouring in, the temptation is to spend hours filling every single little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You can just use a little bit of the ink.
Yeah.
And then you're essentially sort of shadowing with your ink pad.
Okay. The paint blots individually have just sold out to let people know as well. So quite a lot of the individuals are going now.
So, and that sort of fills in
Yeah, that's good.
the bit at the top. And then you can come in and do the same in the hat.
Okay.
Sometimes it's quite hard to, you know, when you first start sort of working with stamps and colouring in, it's quite tricky to cope with a big colour scheme.
Yes, definitely.
So actually coping with a little colour scheme like this is much easier because you're not having to think too hard about too many colours.
Yeah, definitely.
So this technique I'm doing with this colour, you can obviously take another ink pad. If you wanted purples, you could take the Crown Me ink pad and do exactly what I've done on here.
Julie has said, loving the show, Francoise. I've ordered the whole collection. And that's
Thank you, Julie.
We've actually got lots of you with this still in your basket. If everybody who's got it in the basket checks out, we'd have sold over 60% of the full collection now.
I know that I was...
on tomorrow it's meant to be, right?
Yes, it's on tomorrow. And I was really amazed that before the weekend we had, you know, already on our website we had so many sellouts. I mean, I thank you so much.
Yeah, it's just so amazing, that's why.
You know...
but we might have to hope that
because like I said, it's like taking a chance on something new.
Yeah, it's great. I'm literally feeling like tomorrow, you know, you might be at a point where we're going to be going, Creative Expressions, can you move some stock from somewhere else? Because I don't think you're going to have much left.
Okay, so obviously at home you take a little bit more time.
Yes,
and, you know, I mean, I could just stand here and paint for a whole hour in front of you, but that's not what we want to do.
No.
So we've now got him sorted and painted. Now, to save a bit of time, because there is a few things to put together on the card, what I've done is I've got some of the little bits ready.
Yes.
So what I've done is I've cut him out, you can see, and I've cut off the hat and obviously cut off his arms. So I've got just like two little heads.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to, you could actually make a card. You know, you could have just these on a card. You could have loads of little hoppity monsters. You could, you know, maybe find some punches and make some of his, some different feet if you wanted to. I thought of those, I've seen sort of little sort of monsters like that, maybe on the Muppet Show or something like that, you know. So you can have fun with that. So they are ready to go.
Okay, great.
But before we do that, I want to show you how I created the background up here. So for that, I need my funky swirl stencil.
Amazing.
Because I was going to stick those down. I was thinking, you haven't done the background yet.
Do the background.
I'm getting sort of carried away here. So I'm going to bring that down so that it's just slightly over my monster.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll use the magnets, or at home you can use your tape just to...
Alison's just said I ordered the whole collection and some ink pads too. I have a grandson who is 2 in April. He'll get a monster card. He's going to love that.
So... Absolutely. I mean, you know, like I said, you can make these for adults. You can.
That's what I think is so good about them. Both my children would love them, 5-year-old and 1.5-year-old. But I would love them. You know what I mean? I know my dad would love them. So it's like all over the ages.
Yeah, you can sort of personalise it.
Yes.
And some of them, like you know, like I said, with the huge monster, you can really sort of go to town. You know, you could turn him into like a sort of rocking, punk rocking monster.
Which would be so cool, wouldn't it? Isabel said, I've ordered these, have a lot of Francoise collections already, always great designs and great quality. I can't wait for you to work with these.
Yeah, because I'll just so that everybody knows, our stamps are, well, they're designed by me in the UK.
Yes.
They're also manufactured in the UK as well. So we're supporting British industry, which is, in my mind, is really good.
Yeah, I think so. And this one, the Birthday Monster one, it has sold out individually now. So the only way to get it is part of its smaller collection, where you're getting 4 of the stamps, or, of course, as part of this I Want It All bundle, which on split pay you can take home at $27.49.
So I'm just going to bring some... I'm using, to start off with, some of the Over the Moon.
Yeah.
Which I'm bringing down over the top.
Yeah.
And I'm not being too you know, fussy. If I get a little bit over my monster, it won't matter too much. And then I'm going to then bring in some slightly darker orange, which is the guppy. So this is what I was saying about having the colour range within the ink pads. And I'm just going to darken it up a little bit at the top. Okay. Now, something I didn't do on my card, and then when I'd made up the card, I suddenly thought, you know what, I should have done that because I'm taking the product onto the TV. So on the TV, on today's show and tomorrow, we've got Glitter Kiss.
Lovely, yeah.
Which is actually one of our creative expression products, a Cosmic Shimmer. Okay. And it hasn't been on a lot recently.
No, I've not really seen it. No, it's true.
So I think it's quite nice to have a revival.
Yeah, and we've got a set of 3. I'll just show you the colours that you'll get if you decide to order this, because obviously Francoise is about to use this one, so you'll see exactly how to use them, because they all have the same premise. Yeah. But you've got those 3 colours that are actually coming in this bundle, which is lovely to have that mix of sort of the blues and the golds.
I didn't go too wild. I was thinking about a monster bundle.
Okay.
I was thinking of bringing loads of other colours, but then I thought, you know what, it's not bad sometimes only to have to buy 2 or 3 of something when you're starting off. But like I said, it's a product that we haven't really showcased very much recently. So basically what it is it's like a pre-mixed glitter glue in a jar.
Yes, okay, perfect.
And obviously like our signature jars, it comes with an applicator at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you open it up, you'll see what I mean by a glue with the glitter.
Yeah, the amount of glitter is amazing.
Okay. By sort of so this is the frosted, let me see, sorry. Frosty Sparkle.
Oh yeah, Frosty Sparkle.
Frosty Sparkle. So it does exactly what the name says. It's basically, this is sort of transparent and holographic.
Okay.
With the other 2 that we've got, you've got some colour in the mixed.
Yeah,
okay.
Because you've got the sky blue and you've got the Sahara gold in the other 2.
You'll see me using the sky blue tomorrow.
Okay.
So you'll see what the difference is with that.
Yeah.
So when you start off, what you don't want to do is go squidge, squidge, squidge.
Okay.
You want to do like a ski slope and bring it up to the edge and make sure that you haven't got too much on your applicator because you can always add more.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm just going to take it through and dab it through my stencil. And what I like, I'm not really a glitter girl. Okay. No way. But what I love about this is that it's a glitter mixed in the glue, so I don't get any mess. I don't get any sprinkles of glitter everywhere. So it suits me down to the ground. So, you know, if you're a bit like me...
Yeah, you don't want all that glitter mess, then this is the better product.
Is ideal. And this you can also use on top of, say, for instance, if you've got some background paper and you want to change, want to make it glittery, you can spread it across your background paper because it's transparent.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant from that point of view.
Lovely.
So when you finished using it, a little tip, which I do at home, is a tiny, tiny
little bit of
water in there. And what I would normally do at home, but I'm not going to do it here, is I dip this into some water and I clean off the worst of it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Only so that it does, if you don't, because it's a glue, it'll go like rock hard and then you'll have to spend ages trying to soften it back up again.
Yes, I see, yeah.
So do that at home. When the show's finished, I'm going to be a good girl and do it.
Right.
So, and that can go back inside the lid and then we'll have the big reveal.
Okay.
Which you can sort of see.
Wow, that's so good.
It glitters.
Yeah, love that.
On the top.
It's amazing. Yeah, it just works, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the other thing as well is that it's dry within minutes.
Yeah.
So you haven't got to wait sort of an hour or 2
that's really good.
for it
it's nice and quick. Yeah.
To work through. So let me take you through some of the other bits that I'm going to put on my card, just to give that a minute to dry. I've already pre-stamped a balloon.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is, I'll just get another colour.
Yeah. We've currently got Crafter in West Yorkshire, we've got Linda, we've got Sharon, Rachel, Marilyn, Pauline, Juliet, Lindsay, Caroline, so many more of you as well with this sitting in your basket. As I say, we're approaching 60% of the stock being allocated, so if you want to get this, I would really sort of push you to make sure you check out today, because, you know, Francoise will still be on tomorrow. It's just the fact that I don't want you to miss out on individuals if you want them. You know, a lot of the individuals have gone
Sorry
now.
to have a bit of fun, but you don't want to have a monster disappointment.
You don't, do you? Exactly. There you are. Don't want a monster disappointment. So yeah, please don't sit with it in your basket if you do want to ensure you've got this.
So I'm going to take the later gator, which is a nice green.
Yeah, nice colours.
And rather than paint this time, I'm going to fill my balloon with the colour that I need. So by doing it this way, you can grade it nicely, and you can leave an area just to the side.
Yeah.
A bit like on a balloon, so you've got like a highlight on a balloon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and that's all you need to do for the balloon. And then obviously you are then going to cut out the balloon, and just to show you how easy that is to do. Obviously take your time at home.
Yeah.
When you get on TV and you're doing this, you get overexcited and you want to sort of, you think it's taking forever, so you want to rush.
Yeah, which you don't want to do.
Which you don't want to do.
No.
Now, I will say something about the balloon while we've got it here, because it's really functional. So on the show, although I'm not using it today, but I will be using it tomorrow, we've got an alphabet die set by Sam Poole.
Yeah, I can give people a look at it and then give them a bit of a heads up of what it is. So that's this, isn't it, that we've got just here? So there's your alphabet die set.
You've got, it's, I've chosen the uppercase. I know she does it in the lowercase as well. So if you get this one and then you think, oh, I really like it, then you can eventually add the lowercase. But when I'm not too sure, I tend to go for capital letters.
Yes,
you know, if I've got to pick between two alphabets, I'll go for the capital. And you've got the numbers. Now, the numbers fit perfectly in our little balloon.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
So if you want to say, you know, it's a 12th birthday, 18th birthday, whatever, 60th birthday.
Yes, you can fit them
you can fit the numbers inside the balloon. And also, obviously, the alphabet fits in there. So if you want to do
like
a big, or a big group of balloons, and or you know, put them across, and you want to spell somebody's name in there, they fit in there as well. So that's the reason I picked it.
Yeah, that's super, and it's a great price at £9.99. Of course, 43 dies that you've got there, all your letters, all of your numbers, and then some of your extra symbols as well. So super for you to get that.
Okay, so I'm just going to give this a quick heat burst just to make sure it's dry.
Yeah, definitely. I had a question come in as well from Isabel. Loving the collection and the demos. What's the best weight and type of card to use, do you think?
Well, for all my demos, actually, funny enough, for the three shows I've got, I've gone for Creative Expressions bright white foundation card, which I believe is about 220 GSM.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
it's on the website if you want to get
it. I use it as well for my cards. If the cards are not too big, then I'll actually make my card
out of that as well.
Out of it as well.
Yeah, so thanks for asking the question.
But for all the making, because I'll tell you, what I rarely do is I rarely start working on the actual folded card itself.
Yes.
So the card that I'm using is ideal for the panels that you're making to go on your cards as well. But like I said, if you want to make your blank cards from it as well, you can.
I think it's 250 GSM, that one. We've just had a look on the website.
So I've got it a little bit thick on that side, so it's taking a little while to dry. So I'm not going to actually physically stick it on the card because I'll end up doing this.
Yeah, of course. We can see it.
What have you. So that would go on here, just so that you can see.
Yeah.
And then what I did was you need to stick down the flat monster. I've got one that's flat.
Yeah.
And then I've got one that's raised on foam pads. And just do your arrangement down the bottom of the card so that you can see. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can arrange your balloon. And then what I've done is I've taken from all of us, from the birthday tape word set, so that I can put that at the top if I want.
Yeah.
And the other thing we've got on the show...
I love these. These all work.
We've got
so
some of
good with
the first wordies that we came out with. So they're the basics, like your thank you and your birthdays.
Yeah, definitely.
A definite must in your craft stash, because I like to combine them with my stamps and I use them on their own, but I like to use them together, and they work perfectly as well with the birthday tape sets.
Yeah, I think that's nice. So you can just see with these wordies what you actually get. So you get the black on white and you get the white on black that we can see as well. So this is the first one which you get, which is the birthdays. So you can see you just snip into it, happy belated birthday, hooray, wanted to say, wishing you the best birthday. But then you will also get exactly the same with 4 sheets on the black on white and the white on black. But this is the thank yous that we've got there as well. So you've got thank you just because, cheers, a special thanks, you are the best, your kindness means so much. They're amazing, and you can get 2 packs of these. That's 8 sheets. There are so many sort of different words and sentiments in these. $4.99 for both of them.
And then some of them combine together.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Got some of the thank you sentiments go equally well for a birthday, you know, like the cheers.
Yeah,
exactly. Somebody's got holding a glass of bubbly, or you've
So
also got,
good,
I've just,
isn't
off the back of my hand, I was reading...
Hugs, make a wish, all of that. Got age is a number, belated birthday
just because.
Yeah.
That can go on a birthday card.
Yeah, absolutely.
As much as a thank you card.
Yeah, so they are absolutely great. And $4.99 is add it to your order deal.
So the other thing, the other die set we've got, which I've bought back, which is an old, well, I say an old set of mine. It came out at the beginning of the year. Is it's the...
the Lost and Found.
The Lost and Found, that's it.
Yep. Okay, let me have a little look. There it is. So yes, here's the Lost and Found, the craft die set that we've got just here.
So the reason I've brought that back is that if you're doing birthdays and things, the keys are quite handy.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm bringing in a little paper clip to hold the sentiment down.
So I actually thought that was a real paper clip.
No,
and that's just your die.
It's
That's
just
really
die.
clever.
Actually, if I saw that set, I would buy it just for the paper clip.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was an actual real paper clip. That's really good. So this is for 11 dies, £9.99. You can see the gorgeous mix that you've got there on that as well, which is super. That's fantastic.
And finally, obviously, the balloon needs a string.
Yeah.
If you want it to, but you don't have to. You can have balloons floating up if you want to. So you're probably going to say, oh, I can't draw a string, and why didn't you put a string on the balloon?
Yes,
but actually, it's more versatile to have the balloon without the
then you
string.
can actually join it to wherever you want to.
So you can have your string going at whatever angle you want. So if I position my balloon here, for instance, obviously I would have the balloon actually stuck down. I can just work from my hand up to the balloon, or from his hand, sorry, up to the balloon.
Yeah.
And then I can have a little bit coming out at the bottom.
Amazing.
And that's how you do it.
So good. It's just
so that's the bones of this card.
Yeah,
so if
yeah,
I bring
amazing.
the finished one back in so you can see. I mean, that's because I went off piece a little bit and added the
No, that was nice to be able to see how that
But you can see that it can go through a stencil as well.
Definitely. It's superb, it really is. Wow. Now, do not forget that we have the 2 smaller bundles, okay? So if you wanted the smaller bundles, this is how you'd get them. So you would get this one that is jam-packed with different words in it. You would also get this gorgeous, huge monster that you can see. It's your birthday, go wild, have a monster time, lots of lovely sentiments that you can see on that one. Plus, you would get your happy birthday monster, which has completely sold out on its own now, which you saw Francoise working with. And you would get your monster skin as well for you to be able to get that. The words as well have sold out. So 2 of those have gone. The others, 80% of them have gone individually. Now, the second bundle, if you want the smaller bundle, is this one. I believe the splats have already sold out as well. So if you want to get them, you can only get them as part of the bundle. So you've got that there. You will also get these, which I know have sold out individually also. That is your monster gallery. Just showing you what you could do with some of these as well. So we have got your block monster there. That's gone individually. We also have your thank you monster as well that comes as part of this one. I think there's about 2 left of the thank you monster if you want to get that one, so that's $24.99. We then have the duo bundle, of course, the 2 new stencils also. So if you want to go for these and nothing else, then you can do. That is the lovely duo that we've got together at £8.99. But if you want both of those and you want all 8 of the stamps, which is what most people are doing and most people are going for, it's got a 70 15% discount down to £54.99, then go for the I Want It All bundle. We are approaching 70% of that stock now, okay? Split payment does mean that you can actually take this home for about just over £27 as well. So if you want to do that across the 2 months, then you absolutely can do as well, which is brilliant. So massive, massive opportunity to be able to get to that. Florence, Linda, Sharon, Rachel, Marilyn, Pauline, Juliet, Lindsay, Caroline. Check out, check out, check out. Now, we've only got about 10 minutes left of the show, so shall we do part of a demo, kind of?
I'll do part of the demo. I think part of it is I'm quite slow, and I also like to throw in as much information as I can.
Yeah, but I think it's nice to be able to really see everything.
We'll look at this one, and this is relatively easy, and I can show you the bones of it basically as well.
Great.
You know, and I will say as well that all the cards I've done or will do for my demos, I will post them on my Facebook page as well when I get home. Probably
so people can recreate.
Probably Thursday morning when I've recovered on Wednesday. But so I thought we'd have a look at our cute little birthday monster.
Yeah, lovely.
And I wanted to showcase the 2 paper pads that we've got,
yes,
so we can talk about those. Actually,
yeah, that'd be a great idea.
I'll on the show.
Let me just give them open. So I always feel like with a paper pad, you need to actually see it.
Yeah, you need to sort of thick it a little
bit. Yeah. So we've got the monochrome, which we can give you a look at first. Let's come to that. I love this. We don't often get to see monochrome paper pads, do you?
No, I chose it because I thought it would go really well with the monsters.
Yeah.
The other thing as well is if you think out of the box, although it's black and white, if you want it to be coloured, you can ink it up.
You could, just colour it in if you wanted to.
You know, you can use some transparent paint over the top. And turn it into black and yellow or black and green or black and purple.
The camera doesn't like this. We like it. The camera's going... It's like when you forget and you wear something like that and you can see yourself like moving on the screen. But when you get that home, you'll really get to sort of fall in love with that monochrome that you're seeing, all of those different shapes that you've got, and add some colour on that as well. So that one's there. Then we'll just give you a flick through the second one that we've got here as well, which I'll just quickly open up.
The second pad I chose, well, because it's one of my pads that I've designed. And I know that you're all going to be going to probably going to say to the TV, Francois, Halloween is gone, it's been. Why are you bringing the Halloween?
You don't need to use the Halloween size if you don't want to.
No, because it's double-sided, so you've got these lovely splodgy backgrounds. I mean, some paper pads only come printed on one side, so if, for the time being, if you ignore the Halloween bit on the other side, you can just use the back.
Exactly.
Which is what I've done. And then if you've got some left over for Halloween...
You've got it for next year.
You've got it for next year. Exactly. And the little monster, thank you monster that I'm talking about at the moment, he could be coloured in Halloween colours.
Yeah,
so next week you could actually use you could actually use him for Halloween and use up some of the papers as well.
So that one's there for you as well. 24 double-sided pages, 6 different designs, and 4 sheets of each. Okie dokie.
Okay, so what I've done is I've done one little thank you monster on top of the black and white paper, and then I've done one on top of the Halloween paper as well, and I've used the pink side of it.
Really nice.
And you see the blots on the other side, but it shows you what you can do with the 2 paper pads and what a different look you will get.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
This is why I do things like that, because then people will hopefully rush around in their craft stash and they will say, oh, I can use that. You know, I don't have to just use this paper. Oh, I could use that paper. I could use that paper.
Yeah.
So how was it put together? So what you need to do first is you need to stamp your little guy onto your pattern paper. And then you need to stamp him twice onto some white card. And then what I've done is I've cut him out. So I've cut him out whole, although I've actually forgotten to do that bit at the bottom. I don't know where my mind was when I did that, just spotted that. We won't worry about that at the moment.
No, exactly. It doesn't matter, does it?
And then I've done his head again, because I want to raise the head. So I'll just quickly finish...
Yeah, cutting that last little bit.
Cutting that last little bit out, so you can actually see that I did do that, did cut him out. He's nice and easy to do. So if you like your paper piecing, because I know that some of my followers like the paper piecing.
Yes, yeah.
He's ideal for the paper piecing as well, so you could have some fun with your papers if you want to. In fact, quite a few of the monsters are ideal for paper piecing as well. So if you like that technique, you can do that. So Because obviously on here, you know, you were saying about your eyes, you look at him and he's sort of, you're just not going to see him. But as soon as I place him on the top, there you go.
Perfect.
He comes back into life on the top here. And you'll notice that when I cut him out, I didn't cut out the antennae and I didn't cut out the little screws or the flower cut out separately and then stuck that back on.
Right.
And then all that you need to do, I'll just get an alcohol marker.
Yeah.
So for the antennae,
just go over them.
A hair, that doesn't belong to me. You just need to go over those with an alcohol marker so that they pop back out.
Yep.
And the same with the little screws.
Yep.
I can just barely see them on here, actually. That's a little bit of a task, that is. And I think there's a couple on here as well.
Yep.
That side. So yeah, you would stick him down. Okay. Now, in the actual set, I'll put it back. Okay, 2 of the sets with the birthday monster and the thank you monster, you'll find an odd-looking stamp at the bottom, which is like a base.
Yeah, so it just grounds them.
Yeah, it's like the ground. So, and you can stamp that in whatever colour you want to.
Okay.
So I'll just quickly show you that. I think I've got time to do that little bit. So you can have whatever colour ground you want. I've got some green at the moment, which are handy for grass.
Yeah. And do remember, of course, we've got that amazing, amazing deal on these inks that Francois is just using, which is our Simon Hurley inks. They are 1 for £7.99, which in itself is an amazing price. But today, we are doing 3 for £11.99. Caroline's gone for 15. Beverly's gone for 3. We've got Elizabeth and a crafter in Worcestershire going for 9. Amy's gone for 9. Lots of you going for 3s as well. I mean, it means that they should be £24 for 3. Instead, you're getting it half price today, £11.99. You go for 3 of the same colour, 3 different colours. Put 3 in your baskets, though, and you'll get that discount. It is a super deal. We've got over 100 in people's baskets at the moment. So I can't imagine this deal staying because it just seems too good. So I would get them while it's there. Because even tomorrow, they might go, do you know what, we've changed our mind on that price, and it's gone up. So, or they've sold out completely. A lot of the colours are, well, we've got 3 colours now that are almost close to selling out. So I think, get them while you can.
I think if you've never tried a dye-based ink pad, then it's a really good deal to do that.
Definitely.
And, you know, dye-based ink pads are where stamping started.
Yes, okay.
You know, I watched Paola when she was doing all the...
Yeah, so
and,
good.
You know, the oil-based ink pad came along after the dye-based ink pad in the history of ink pads. And when ink pads, the stamps first started way, way back.
Yeah.
But sort of rubber stamps started really in the postal world.
Okay, yes.
And the inks that they used were dye-based inks.
Right, so that's where it all started from.
So that's a little bit of potted history for you.
Like to hear. We've got about 2.5 minutes left.
2.5 minutes. So very quickly, then you can stamp your blots onto the background. We'll quickly do a red blot.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, a little tip I found, because dye-based ink pads always have a harder ink pad than, say, the VersaFine.
Right.
So when you're doing, like, solid stamps like that, I start off and I actually rub my ink to make sure I'm really covering the stamp really, really well. Okay, it's just a little tip. Something that I've found works better for me. Yeah. And I should have some scrap paper underneath, but I'm just going to go for it because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
You would then put your blots in the background. So that's the bones of it. And then obviously you can choose to put some of the wordies, or you can use some of the stamps.
Yeah, definitely.
The birthday words.
Isn't it?
Or you can have it as a thank you. You see, I turned in from a thank you to a birthday.
Yeah, it's superb. So if you do want to go for the full bundle, then that is where so many of you have still got this in your basket. Now, I do just want to show you just a few more of those samples again of what you could create with this, because we have got the most amazing amount of samples that you can see just here. So you've got that, which is gorgeous. We've also got this as well. You're back at 2, isn't it, tomorrow? Was that right?
I'm back at 2 and 5 o'clock.
Yeah, lovely. Not sure what stock you're going to have, to be honest with you. but we'll work it out.
I could be doing a monster mash instead.
Exactly. I mean, that'd be really enjoyable. We would enjoy seeing that with whoever is on to present tomorrow.
I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it really means a lot to me when, you know, you get, it's like that seal of approval. So,
yeah, and I like...
And when you've tried something different and you've put yourself out there...
It must be a little bit scary,
it's a bit daunting, so to have your support is absolutely
Well,
wonderful.
I think it's amazing. Everybody at home thinks it's amazing as well. You know, do just ensure that you do, if you want to guarantee your spot in it and it's in your basket, you actually check it out, because we're not going to be able to guarantee it for you if you don't, OK? It is down to £54.99. On that split pay, £27.49. We do now have more of you with interest and in it in your baskets than we have left. So it's all about, you know, you making sure that you check it out. You know, it might be that not everyone checks out and then there's some tomorrow. It might be they all check out and there isn't. So we will see what happens. Who knows, but we will work it out. But yeah, it's an amazing collection. It's super fun. I just don't want you to miss out if you've got it in your basket. And thank you. It's been absolutely a joy.
Thank you. It's been lovely to be back together.
Yeah,
because,
really
like I said, we haven't...
No, I always do the days and you're always on the evenings, and that's always the bad thing about the timing usually of creative expressions for me on a Tuesday. So it's really nice that it's been moved around. Bingo is still going. Have you found them all yet? I don't think so, because I've not showed them all. But keep your eyes open, and then once you do see those final 1 or 2 that we've got left, then just write into a snow day bingo, and one of you will win £25 credited to your account. We will let you know just before 5 o'clock who the winner is for that. We will be back in a moment with Amanda. A lot of that show is sold out as well, so I would again have a look ahead of what you want to get. You know, it might just be that we have to get Amanda doing the Monster Mash, see if everything goes as well. So yeah, we'll work with it. We'll see you in a moment with that show.
Here at HobbyMaker, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and checkout and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Shopping made easy at HobbyMaker.
The holiday spirit is in the air, and it's time to bring out your creativity for our Christmas tree decoration competition. This year, we invite you to design an ornament that will adorn the HobbyMaker Christmas tree, showcased live on air from our studio. Let your imagination shine and showcase your love for crafting. Your Christmas tree decoration should be no larger than 4 inches and designed to hang securely on the tree. There will be 24 lucky winners revealed each day during the countdown to Christmas. And if your design is selected, it will proudly hang on our studio tree for everyone to admire. Winners will receive a surprise Christmas present, perfect for adding to your craft stash. The closing date is Friday the 22nd of November, so get crafting and good luck.
Never miss a show by watching on the go with our brand new HobbyMaker app. Head over to your app store now and search HobbyMaker and simply download it to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today's button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. So never miss a show by watching on the go with our brand new HobbyMaker app.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk. Are you having trouble finding the perfect gift? Then why not treat them to the new gift card from HobbyMaker at hobbymaker.co.uk. Simply scroll down to the bottom where it says gift cards, click and you'll be taken to the right place. Decide between posting the card or delivery by email, and then decide how much you want to add. You choose the value. So what do you get the crafter that's got everything? Why not treat yourself or them to the HobbyMaker gift card?
Well, what a brilliant day we're having, I have to say. Me and Amanda were just saying there, we're like very, very busy. So if you are wanting to get anything from this show, because we have got some bits that we haven't showed at all earlier, and I know quite a few of them stencils, a lot of you have already jumped in and kind of shopped ahead on, so I really would sort of push you to do that if you want to guarantee your place to get something. We did in the earlier show have a stencil bundle, and we had individual stencils. The stencil bundle has completely sold out, as have 3 of the 4 stencils individually. So we only have 1 left, and we have very limited stock left. So I will just start the show with that, just so that you know that this is the only one of the stencils that we brought to the show earlier that is available. It is an absolutely beautiful stencil, your Flourish stencil that you've got there. It's at a great price of £6.50. And if I show you the board, you can really see that obviously when you stencil that out, the detail, the finish of that is absolutely stunning. And then, of course, you can move it across into your cards. And I really like that, you know, with that kind of rainbow effect.
I know, that Carol's done that, and it really, really makes it pop, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah, definitely. But you don't have to do it in, you know, the really big cards or use the full stencil. You can do it into smaller cards and just use sections of it if you wanted to. Or you can have it lovely and kind of delicately just in the background, if you can pick that up just there, of that. So it's totally up to you kind of how you want to use it. But it's a lovely stencil.
It is a really, really versatile stencil, and a great one if you're in a really quick rush to get a card finished.
I think so. We all love kind of flourishes, we all love flowers and vines and everything, so you've got all of that there. I was actually thinking as well, right, you know, if you stenciled this bit here and then you kind of spun it around, you could almost create the beginning of a wreath and make that into like a circle, couldn't you?
Check you out. Anybody think you were crafting?
I know, I can't craft, but I have some ideas sometimes. If only I could do it. So I could though with a stencil, that's the best of it. So that is there and available, but there is not many available at all. So if you want them, okay, half the stock's gone now of the remaining. So yeah, if you want it, go for it as quick as you can. Now we do have a limited amount left on the main bundle of the stamp set. Again, some of these individual stamps have completely sold out, and we don't have much left of the bundle. It's an absolutely gorgeous bundle that we've got here. I mean, I just love that we've got 6 different stamp bundles that we've got there. And, you know, each one is different but works together. I think that's what's really great about this.
That's what we do with Honeydew Crafts. All of our stamps, all of our stencils, and the dies that we have, and new dies coming in, all will work with.
It's great, isn't it?
The thing that you bought 10 years ago when I launched, and now.
Okay.
And the great thing also about all of ours, apart from our dies, everything is made in the UK.
Oh, amazing.
Stamps and the stencils are both made.
All made here, which we love to hear, don't we? Because it's supporting, obviously, people, you know, here as
definitely.
well. Which is fantastic. So let me show you some samples, actually, from this as well, because here's a sample from the Trio of Flowers. That's one of the stamp sets that you are going to get. But obviously, we saw earlier on in the first show, when you were demoing with this, how you can do it like that, or you can make them really 3D. You can kind of pop them all together. So it's really worth watching back those earlier shows, because it can go from that to, if we just put up there, to that. I mean, that and that.
You exactly the same set of stamps.
You don't feel like it is, do you?
I know.
Look at that. But it's brilliant. So it is. So that's the first that you will be getting. We then have your Butterfly Dreams that you can see here. This you can't get individually, so this is the only way to get it, and you can use it as it is stamped out, or you could think, well, I'll just go, you know, for some butterflies. It's totally up to you, but it is such a beautiful, beautiful image that, of course, we get to see with that one as well. Now, we also have the chance for you to be able to get this one, which is also your butterflies that we've got, but this is your Butterfly Daisy that we can see just here. And I just think this is really spectacular, the way the butterflies kind of are flying out of it.
Something a little bit different, isn't it? And I love daisies.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm an April baby, so I think that's what it is.
Okay.
It must be the daisies. I just love them.
Yeah, and it's nice if you wanted to sort of, do it for somebody who's born in April or anything like that as well. My mum's born in April, so that would be a great one for her as well. So you can see a lot of inspiration, of course, in that one. Then we can come across and we can show you your vintage flowers that we've got here as well. But again, I mean, that could be Christmas, that could not be Christmas. You could depending on the colours you use. Yeah, so you can see that one, that's then a birthday card. Or if you want it in your monochrome, then you could do it like that, which
I love that card, and that's not something I would ever think to put together.
No.
But and that's why we have a design team.
Well, exactly, yeah.
We have a really small design team, and I have to say again, thank you very much, ladies. We couldn't do this without you.
No, definitely.
And they work so hard for me, and they just do such an amazing job.
They're just superb, aren't they, all of them? You see every sample, I just think it's amazing. So that's all of that. Then we can show you, so let me just pop these ones just back so I don't muddle them all up, which we don't want to do. And then let's show you some of those bigger sets, of course, that we've got as well, and just how these kind of work together really, really gorgeously, because we have got a great sort of way to create these fabulous backgrounds, haven't we?
We do, and as I mentioned in the earlier show, not all of the stamps that you're seeing as the main focal on these are in this show, but they are available on your website.
Yeah.
But it's just to show you that the extra lines and the dot stamp set that we've got on here, which are the two larger sets, you can use them with absolutely everything. I mean, that's florals with diamonds and lines.
Yeah, which is just great.
And then you go to the next one, which is lines with circles.
Yeah. Yeah, so extra lines and your dots, I think, they work together so well. But let's show you the dots as well, what you can see with this, where you can really sort of use those big sizes. And then it's where do you stop? I mean, we were sort of making these in the earlier shows, and it was like, I want to put so much onto
We're going to be doing that again, a similar version on the first demo this afternoon.
Gorgeous.
And you just can't stop.
No, because it's just great, isn't it? So all of that, and it is discounted down if you want everything to £65. On that split payment, we are looking at £32.50 for you to be able to take this home. Some of them are available still individually. Some have completely sold out on those. But of course, if you want to go for any of all of, if you want to go for the full bundle, then that's where you're getting that price, of course, on that one as well, which is brilliant. Should we go to first demo?
Let's go for the first demo.
Lovely.
Right, so we are going to be doing extra lines and dot.
Okay, brilliant.
Right, so again, completely white background here to start with.
Just need to push your mat over to the left a little bit, if that's okay, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A bit further. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Lovely.
I've got to move everything over. Bear with me too.
Sorry, yeah, that's okay.
There we go. Right, so extra lines and dot. So we're just going to go in. And again, I mentioned earlier, I'm using the oxides, so they won't be a completely crisp, flat image.
Yeah.
Because they've got a little bit of texture to the ink pad, and obviously they're not designed as a stamping ink.
Yeah.
They're great for putting some texture and water techniques and things like that with them. So you can just do all sorts of random stuff with these stamp sets, which is what I absolutely love. And as I mentioned earlier, I was terrified when I first brought this set of stamps out because it's so different to what Honeydew Crafts is known for.
I think that's really nice. It's a bit like we were saying with Francoise in the hour previous. Sometimes you step outside the box and then you
I know, then a whole new world opens up.
Yeah.
We did, then I think we brought these out after we brought out the paint splodges and our brush strokes. Okay. And they're just so much fun. Again, those ones are background stamps that are on your website. They're just brilliant to play with and build your backgrounds.
Yeah.
We're all aware of how much everything costs these days.
I know.
And being able to just buy white cardstock and investing in those stamps,
yes, exactly.
You can make all your backgrounds for $14.99.
Yeah. And when you think of it like that,
instead of having to buy lots and lots of patterned papers, which soon starts to add up, doesn't it?
And then you've used it all.
And then it's run out, and you're anything like me. I used to buy two. One to use and one to keep.
What loads of people say.
And it's mad. We're just bonkers, some of us. But that's what we all were doing, buying one to use and one to keep. So I've got 4 different colours that I'm going with here. We've got, because everybody asks me what colours we're on, we've got chipped sapphire, salvage patina, cracked pistachio, and peacock feathers this time.
Super.
And again, just literally building it up. I've got topped and tailed on all sorts of different stamps here today, so just bear with me while I find where I've hidden everything. So, And again, this one's like a cross. It wasn't designed initially to be like that, but it worked out like that. And that's how we use it now. But I don't want this whole piece this time. I just want this little section up here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pop that down there. And when I'm using these ones, I always have a wet cloth or something beside me so that I can keep wiping over and going back in and using the same pieces.
Yeah.
So it is just that moment where you have to say, right, walk away, stop, no more. And the nice thing, again, by doing this is you never have the same design twice, ever.
Okay.
Which is always nice. So don't try and do it so that if you want to replicate this hundreds of million times over, because you're not going to be able to. And then we come in with some of the fun parts of them. And don't forget you can turn things around.
Yes.
They don't have to be in the same order that you're seeing on.
No, exactly. Yeah.
And I like to go in and... They're not a perfect match. They weren't designed to be a perfect match.
Okay, yeah.
So don't think that that's got to fit in there and that's got to fit in there. It doesn't. Where else are we going to go with? Should we put some dots on here now? A brighter colour in there. And it is just, once you find colour combinations that work together,
yeah, it's nice,
you can keep going back in and using the same ones. And again, this is another one of those cards that was great for the really difficult card people that you have to make for.
Yeah, and there is quite a few of them.
Like all of us, most of us struggle with men's cards.
Exactly, yeah.
A lot of us
cards,
struggle.
a lot of people say as well, don't they?
Teen cards. And even young children, this one's quite a fun one to do. You can do it with all the really bright, vibrant colours. And I think it'd be really cool.
I'm thinking as well with quite a few of these bits, you know, if you love your tangling, you could actually tangle inside of them as well.
Oh, I like that idea.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Because I do like a bit of tangling.
Yeah, I think most people enjoy it.
You can completely zone the world out with that,
Yeah,
can't you?
exactly.
Nobody's in my life. Right, so I'm going to go back to some of the little dots and spots now, and these really do suddenly make it just ping.
Yeah.
And I've got lots of different sizes and lots of different colours on here now, so. We'll go in the darker ones. But also, as I mentioned earlier, with the tinier stamps, I usually go to the ink pad with it rather than the stamp, the ink pad to the stamp, the stamp.
So the other way around, what you'd normally do with the bigger stamps.
Yeah. And even though this is the tiniest, tiniest little stamp,
yeah,
to see
there,
that
one.
It really is a tiny, tiny little stamp.
Yeah.
But it makes such an impact when you put it in there. It just pulls everything together.
They'd be super for bubbles as well, wouldn't they? If you were doing like an under the sea card or something like that,
really
just to
cool.
use those bits.
I just, as I say, get a little bit carried away. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be very organised, but it's not.
Fine.
Not always that easy. And it is one of those, you can make it as busy and as full as you want.
Yeah.
Or as little as possible. I mean, that trio flowers stamp that we did earlier, that's hardly got anything on it, but it just completely changed its look.
So effective.
We're almost there, I think. Just add in a few more bits. I want that to be slightly heavier.
Do you remember, of course, the bingo game as well? There's just an image that just popped up just there. So if you have seen them all, then do send in when you have to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We just need Snow Day Bingo written in and your details, and then one of you, so just put your email on there, and one of you will win a £25 credit, and we'll announce the winner just before the end of the show.
Nice. That'd be very nice to get today on a snowy day.
I know, nice little treat.
Although most of the snow's gone now, I think. And take that one off because we don't need that one now. And then I've purposefully left a little bit of space there, but I just want to get in a couple more lines slightly longer on here. And don't be scared, you can stamp over the top of what you've already got there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I've left a gap just to pop a sentiment in there, and we are going to go with...
I think that's lovely.
Pulled up. So I've got thanks for going that extra mile.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
So again, I mean, this isn't a typical thank you card.
No, but it works.
How cool would this be over Christmas?
Yeah.
Grandchildren or your children around, everybody's going to get all those lovely presents. And it's so nice to go back, instead of sending an email or a message, why not make a card? Get your kids to make a thank you card.
Absolutely.
And send it. How much nicer is that for the grandparents to receive than...
It is, and I mean, they love something when it's personalised, don't they?
Definitely. Make great thank you cards.
Yeah.
And the kids would have great fun building it up too.
Yes, exactly.
So I have stuck my background on.
Okay, great.
And we're just going to pop that on there.
Yeah, it looks super.
Here we go. So what was that? From start to finish, maybe, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. And it was you taking your time as well, getting them in the right placements of where you wanted them. It's so different to anything else you'd see as well. So that is created by using the extra lines stamp set. If you want to get that individually, you can do it, £14.99. And like we said before as well, I mean, there's 14 stamps in this, but you've almost got that massive cross. So if you were thinking about like christening cards or Easter cards or anything like that, you could use that for that as well as kind of creating these lovely backgrounds. We'll just let you know which other ones are available individually as well, because if you did want to get the dot dot, I think that one is still available individually as well. It's another really large stamp set that you get in, lots of different elements that you've got as well. 16 different stamps, from those large bubbles to those lovely kind of ditzy daisies that we've got as well. Great ways to kind of build up corners and backgrounds with that, and that is again £14.99. We'll bring in the individuals as well on the bottom row that we've got just here. So we have sold out of Butterfly Dreams, so that one has completely gone. Butterfly Daisy, we are limited on now, but we still have some availability on it. It's £9.99 if you would like to get that one individually. And just amazing how those butterflies are kind of popping out of the daisy. Trio of Flowers, which we saw obviously that lovely demo in the earlier hour with. Great way to be able to create your flowers. And it's £9.99 once again. Plus we have the vintage flowers, so quite a different shaped flower, different detailing, different with the leaves as well that we're seeing. But you can, of course, then put those two together if you wanted to, the trio of flowers with the vintage flowers. And the vintage flowers, we will match that price of the trio of flowers that we're seeing there, and the vintage flowers will come in at £9.99 as well. But the best way to get them, of course, and it means that you can get the Butterfly Dreams that has sold out, is to go for the whole bundle, and that is, of course, having a discount on it as well, so you can get that for just over £65. 90% of the stock, though, of the full bundle has now been allocated, so we don't have much left at all. So if you do want it, for those of you with it in your basket, do check it out if you want to guarantee getting every single one of them. Now, the other thing that we just saw Amanda using was this, which is a lovely sentiment stamp set that we've got. So your general sentiments, but quite different to what we often see. We see a lot of, like we were saying in the earlier show, a lot of birthday sentiments, things like that, but this is covering all different occasions, so you've got sending good thoughts your way. Thanks for going the extra mile. Feel better soon. Friendship never stops blooming. In a field of daisies, be a wildflower. For someone who is wonderful in each and every way. And that, again, is a brilliant price of £9.99. Also, just to mention the glue, because we saw that being used also. This is your sticky glue. You get a big kind of amount of this as well. And it does dry if it's completely clear. We know this always comes in and always, sells very, very quickly. And it's been used, of course, for so many things like, mending shoes we had, mending the wing mirrors. So, and Jennifer said, can I ask what the sticky glue can be used for? Oh, can it be used with gilding flakes?
It's not hugely successful with gilding flakes, because with the gilding flakes you need a glue which they call an open glue.
Yeah.
So it doesn't dry until you put something on top of it, whereas this one will dry.
Yeah.
So you do need something that stays tacky.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So you're looking for an open glue. There's quite a few different ones on the market. I think Creative Expressions do a gilding flakes glue. And that's exactly what it does. It stays open. So you could leave it on the windowsill and go on holiday for a week, come back and it'll still be tacky.
Rightio, yeah. So thank you. Ask your questions, of course, if you want to. Should we go through a couple of other stencils that we've not seen yet? Because we've got quite a few that we're going to bring to this. I love this one. Have a look at this. This is the Scribbles stencil that we've got available. I mean, you've got your rose there, but it feels very much like a graffiti-esque rose.
It does, doesn't it? You could do absolutely anything with that. I had so much fun playing with that one. And on our website, we've got loads of different samples. And if you're desperate, if you've got stuff that you're not sure about, we have a huge, big gallery on our website. Or just give me an email or whatever, and we can show you Facebook pages.
Say a ring. Put your number out there. I was like, oh, be careful.
That is there too. You can give me a ring. But we have it all on our Facebook pages. There's loads of videos and demos and things.
I think it's lovely when you see inspiration from other people and things that are finished.
We have a Facebook page which is called Honeydew Crafts Be Inspired, which is where all of our customers can post all of their different inspirations and all their different projects that they've made. And it's not just cards that are made with the Honeydew Crafts either. So it's worth applying to join that and seeing what's going on with that as well.
Yeah, this for me would be great as wall art, popping that in a frame once it's
it'd be
finished.
lovely,
It'd
wouldn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous. £6.50 if you want to get that one. We then have this, which is your background squiggles, and you can see this comes with the stencil and the mask as well. So you're kind of getting the opportunity to get the kind of an outer almost with that one as well. £8.99 with that. And I love you've got the two different sizes. So you've got the really large one and the smaller one.
Because not everybody does the really big cards.
No, it's very true.
When we used this on the first show, when we launched this set, we just did it with the oranges and yellows and stamped a black silhouette image on the top of it.
Yes, that's
amazing.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. And that's £8.99 to be able to get the stencil and the mask. Also, we'll just introduce the trailing foliage that we can see here, because look